knock on about 30, 40 seconds ago, and they're still doing it.
No one's going to notice if it's a minute and a half.
If it's a minute and a half, who cares? No one's even going to notice.
Yeah.
But,
It's
anyway.
history.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, by the way,
Yes.
you're thinking about Good Friday. Is he going to? They're going to arrest him for that game against the West Tigers.
I wonder if there's all of a sudden a dubious knock on.
Well, what I'm saying is I'm thinking he'll get it against the West Tigers if he doesn't tonight.
Well,
In Gosford.
can he get two, though? We'll see. Not great news for Dolphins prop Daniel Safidi, who's been recovering from shoulder surgery. He suffered a setback. The Dolphins were expecting Safidi back in the opening few rounds at least, but he now faces another couple of months on the sidelines, apparently, so the Finns cannot cop much of a break on the injury front. It just seems to plague them, certainly last year and now at the start of this. Good news for West Tigers fans, with halfback Adam Dewey re-signing with them on the eve of the Tigers' opening game of the season. Dewey is now locked up by Wests until the end of the 2029 season. It's a 2-year extension, as he was under contract until the end of next year, and he'll be looking to celebrate with a win at Leichhardt tomorrow afternoon against North Queensland. Must be a relief, Louis, to have his future settled for the next, well, including this year, the next 4 years at 27 years of age.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, he wanted to get his contract secured. I think it's great for the club. I think it's great for him, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how his footy's going to unfold this year. He's wearing the number. I think he's wearing the number 7 at the moment. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And I still believe he's a 13 personally, but I think the number 7 and the number 6 combination should work nicely. But it's good just to have those two guys locked up for a while to see if they can build some camaraderie and some combinations around it. But look, I can't wait to see the Tigers. I feel like they've been a little bit unforgotten the last couple of weeks.
I think you mean forgotten.
Forgotten, sorry.
Yes. We've talked about this last week. It must be so hard, and I think it's the second time in 3 years that they've had a first-round bye. That seems grossly unfair. And I'm sure a couple of years ago that their first game was the 6:15 Sunday night game. At least they get a 3 o'clock Saturday game at Leichhardt. But it'll be so fascinating to see how they go against the Cowboys team that needs to show something, Jonty, after that Vegas loss to Newcastle.
Yeah, and you talk about players and coaches being under pressure. If they lose this one, they're going to be under pressure, all right. And Todd Payton, the dogs will be barking again. It seems to be incessant, doesn't it? It just keeps going, the pressure on that coach. But everyone's tipping the Tigers, including me. But it's a toss of the coin.
The big score that we've seen between the Cowboys and the Tigers, was that at Leichhardt?
That was
yes.
That was a few years ago.
And then they turned it around the next round.
Tigers won by 70 or scored 70, and then we called the return bout in Townsville
And they returned
from here, and the Cowboys scored 70.
It was over a 100-point turnaround from one game to the next.
We are only around about 7 minutes from kickoff. Friday night footy round 2 here on NRL Friday on ABC Sport. The Warriors just leaving the field after their warm-up. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck preparing for his 150th game for the Warriors, that is. And now there's a light show on as well at Mount Smart Stadium at the moment under overcast skies. Another big crowd in evidence in Auckland. I think there were over 18,000 last week when they played there. Manly Warringah has re-signed one of its local favourites. Jake Trbojevic is off contract at the end of this season, but has now agreed to stay with the Seagulls in 2027, pending there's some sort of get out thing after 10 weeks. But Jake's now 32, just returning after issues with concussion. He says he just wants to see how he goes over the next few months, and Gibbsy, I reckon the question is, have we seen already the best of Jake Trbojevic?
No doubt, we've seen the best of him. He's been slowing up a bit. He's had some concussions that have been a concern, and hopefully that's going to be okay.
Yep.
He still defends well, but he's not busting the line. He's a little bit like Glenn Stewart was when he was coming to the end of his career. He was still a great worker and could do good things, but they weren't a threat at all in attack, and that puts pressure on. But Jake is a legend, and he deserves to go out in a good manner. And I think Tolosau Kola also has extended as well, so he's got more seasons under his belt, and he's got 10 tries in a row at Brookie, and who beat him? Your chip and chase man, Phil Blake. He got 11. He's a record holder, not just at Brookvale. Amos Roberts also did it at the Sydney Football Stadium. So if he can score...
Do you know what happened, Louis, last week? I missed the morsels.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good morsel. We were doing that game, and Kohler, he was the reason that they got back into the game against Canberra. What about
you've been away for a weekend, so you're trying to play catch-up footy.
Yeah, to be fair, Michael Carrianis outstatted you last week too.
That's right.
Do you reckon? And
well, I'm coming in this week. I'm going to be stated.
I can't imagine any of that to be true. But he also got cranky pants on too, didn't he, MC? He did. About the new stadium being built at Penrith and how small the roof is. He really carried on to the point his mother texted him saying, "Calm down, Michael."
Yeah, really.
And got called Michael too, yeah.
I think he has some conniptions because that was the place where the electric car incident happened.
Well, that was Bathurst.
Yes, but it was out Penrith.
Leaving from Penrith, where he's staying tonight, by the way.
Oh, just bad. And it's Black Friday.
Well, he's not going until on Black Saturday. But that was the issue last time. He car troubles, electric car, went to about 3 joints to, charge it up. And there's a main crossing from Penrith to Lithgow that's shut down indefinitely, so he's going to have to find his way to Bells Line of Road. It's got disaster written all over it, and that's why now Ralph, Tucker, myself and Matt Elliott are going tonight, just to make sure we get there okay. On the text line 0467 920 222, hopefully Alex can break the record next week at Graham Park and hide behind the palm trees for sneaky ground invasion, and that's old mate from you, Minor, there on the Central Coast. Sure enough, I look at my phone, text message from Michael Carrianis. What's he said, the beautiful, beautiful man. Our colleague, you'll join us from 2 o'clock tomorrow, Australian Eastern Daylight Time, with Matthew Elliott. There at Carrington Park in Bathurst. Car okay, on way to Penrith, he says.
Good.
Yeah, but you still got a long time from Penrith.
And it's not Saturday yet. You made it to Penrith last time on the Friday.
It was Black Friday, and it's not that far from the Ides of March either. This could be a catastrophe.
Maury, Derek and Ann here. We've been waiting patiently all day in the top shed for the footy. All the mowing is up to date after the big wet up here, and we're having a few grown-up drinks. Go the Warriors from Howard in Queensland. Thank you, Derek and Ann. Nice to hear from you as always. Ants says, happy Rugby League, Maury, Louis, Gibbsy. Welcome back, Maury. I pray your health will continue to remain in check. Going my green machine and south this evening. Love to you all. That's very sweet of you, Ants, and nice to hear from you. We're only about 2 minutes away from kickoff. Local radio listeners around the place join us right on 6 o'clock local time, just under 2 minutes away. So I'll go through the two teams, but repeating, there's only one change to either side. You can scratch from the Warriors bench Morgan Gannon and replace him in jersey 23 by Eddie Iremaya Tawava. That's the only change. Canberra Raiders 1-19, and their captain Joseph Tarpany, brilliant front rower that he is about to lead his team into battle. And Louis, won't that be a battle up front? You've got Smithies is starting with Tarpany up against the likes of Jackson Ford, who was outstanding last week, and James Fisher-Harris.
Yeah, well, Jackson Ford got the 3 points last week. He was brilliant, and Fisher-Harris is always good. Wade Egan's playing some good footy, but I even think the back rows are really nicely matched up as well, so it's going to make for a really good game for the middle of the field.
Repeating in the New South Wales Cup, it was the Warriors 44 defeating Canberra 12, and Canberra first out on the field. 238 first-grade games for Joe Tarpany, and we saw in the All-Stars game, well, playing at home in New Zealand for him means to him, and he'll be ready to lead his team to victory over the New Zealand Warriors. They're coming through the tunnel now over in Auckland, led out by Roger Tuivasa-Sheck in his 150th game for the Warriors, having been there now. I think this is his 10th year with the Warriors, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. And again, as Gibbsy said, statistically his best game in years yesterday for the Warriors, and last week for the Warriors. And remember, in between he's had a stint in rugby union that was met with various degrees of success, but he eventually has found his way back into this sport, the NRL. We're grateful for that. Very good evening to listeners just joining us all around the country. I'm Andrew Moore in the boardroom with John Gibbs and Luke Lewis, and we're about to get underway. The Warriors playing Canberra as round 2 of the NRL season continues in Auckland. Good crowd, overcast conditions, and about 22 degrees for the Warriors. Their only change is off the bench, Morgan Gannon replaced by Eddie Jeremiah Tuava in jersey 23. The Warriors, no changes for Canberra. The Warriors team as we get ready for kickoff. Fullback Chance Klukestar. The wingers are Dallin Watney Zelezniak and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck in his 150th game for this club. The centres are Ali Leotawa and Adam Pompey. 5'8" Chanel Harris-Tavita. Halfback Tanner Boyd as it is the Warriors kicking off. And Canberra get first use of the footy as it comes from Kyo Wicks away to Corey Horsburgh, and he's nailed 10 out from his own line at the northern end by Egan and Leotawa. The lock forward for the Warriors is Erin Clark. Second rowers Jacob Laban and Kurt Capewell. Front rowers Jackson Ford and James Fisher-Harris, and the hooker is Wade Egan, with a bench of Samuel Healy, Dimitri Vaimonga, Leka Halasima, Tanner Stowers-Smith, Tane Tuapiki and Eddie Jeremiah Tuava. The coach Andrew Webster. Meanwhile, Canberra 32 out from their own line as Morgan Smithies, the Englishman, plays it. Starling at a dummy half, gets to within 8 metres of halfway. He'll play it on the last tackle for Canberra. Does so to Ethan Strange, to the other Ethan Sanders, and the Colonel will race it downfield, taken by Watney Zelezniak. 7 out from his own goal line, and he's going to be nailed, put to the ground there by Simi Sasangi, about 16 out from the Warriors line. He plays the ball to Harris-Tavita, goes right to Nickel Klukestar, and the former Raider is caught 19 out of his own, from his own line. Canberra team, Kyo Weeks fullback. The wingers are Savelio Tamale and Xavier Savage. Centre Simi Sasangi and Sebastian Chris. 5'8" Ethan Strange. Ethan Sanders, the halfback. The lock, Corey Horsburgh. Second row is Noah Martin. What a game he had against Manly, and Hudson Young. Front row is Joseph Tarpany and Morgan Smithies. The hooker, Tom Starling. Canberra 5 short of halfway. Last tackle. Egan goes left to Harris-Tavita. He sends a left boot kick downfield. Kyo Weeks is underneath it. 12 out from his own line. Takes it up over the 20 in centre field, and he's caught by Jackson Ford just outside the 20-metre line. The bench for Canberra, Jaden Brayley, Zach Hosking, Atta Mariotta, Matthew Timmercourt, Dane Laurie and Joseph Roddy. The coach, Ricky Stewart. The referee is Peter Goff. Touch judges are Nick Pelgrave and John Stone, with Liam Kennedy in the bunker. So now we can get on with the footy. 2 minutes gone, no score. NRL Friday with Luke Lewis, John Gibbs. I'm Andrew Moore on ABC Sport as Corey Horsburgh hits it up the centre, and he's taken 3 or 4 metres into Warriors territory. Plays the ball to Starling, sends it left away to Sanders. Back on the inside it goes, and Young's tackle 10 metres in Warriors half. Last tackle Canberra. Play now to Starling. Short side left, and the left foot kick comes from Ethan Sanders. Down towards Nickel Klukestar. He takes it well under pressure. 13 out from his own line. Luke Lewis, good evening to you once again. 2.5 gone, no score.
What a great start by both sides, just getting through their sets, getting to a kick. But Canberra Raiders already starting to get field position, so Ricky Stewart will be pretty happy with the way they've started.
So now the Warriors spread it from right to left. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck runs across field, centre of the ground, taken by Starling, and also in there was Young. 30 out from the Warriors line, as now it's Fisher-Harris. Puts his shoulder into the defence. 11 short of halfway, caught by Strange. 2 tackles left for the Warriors, as now they have it in centre field. Clark is caught a metre short of halfway. He plays it on the last. Egan goes open side right to Tanner Boyd, who had a blinder against the Roosters. Sends a right foot kick down to the left wing. Taken 15 metres out from the Canberra Raiders goal line, and bringing the ball back for the Raiders is Tamale. Caught just inside his 20. John Gibbs, good evening to you. 3.5 gone, a scoreless start.
Yeah, g'day Andrew. And what they've done, these two sides, is start really well, and both had handling up around 85% completions, and if you can do that, you're always going to be in the fight. And Canberra have already had more ball than they had in the first 20 minutes against Manly, so this augurs well for them.
Here's Tarpany carting the ball up into Clark, and Boyd still standing. Great leg drive, and finally put to the ground. He'll play it now for Canberra. Gets up shaking his head 3 short of halfway. Starling works it right to Horsburgh. In the Boyd tackle, got a flick pass back to Starling. Starts across field, right foot step into Harris-Tavita, and also in there was the second rower Laban making the tackle, who coming up to the last gives away a penalty for interfering with his arm around the head as the rain begins to fall in Auckland. First penalty of the game, Louis, goes to the Warriors on halfway. 4.5 gone, no score.
Yeah, well, that's a coach killer, that one there. Play 5, they did all the hard work, and they just come come up with a bit of a wrestle around the neck, which is apparently sufficient, definitely, right on halfway. So this will be a really good opportunity for Canberra early in the game.
So now it's Canberra finding touch. 10 metres in Warriors territory. Great crowd in. Sasangi takes the tap. Goes left Sanders. He links up with Smithies. And the Englishman is felt 37 away from the Warriors line. Centre field, southern end by Ford. Plays it, they work it right. Horsburgh away. Now Sanders on the inside of Noah Martin. He's tackled only 8 metres out from the Warriors line by Nickel Klukstar. Dummy half Starling left to Tarpany. Then Sanders. Quick hands away to Kyle Weeks. He accelerates past the defence and brings it around right between the posts. Try awarded, 5 minutes gone. What a start, Canberra. What a start, Kyo Weeks. Canberra 4, Warriors 0. Kick to come, Green Machine, Louis.
Yeah, well, they give away a penalty on halfway. They kick upfield and they get great field position. And then a couple of plays later, they make the Warriors play. But this is just beautiful attack here from the Canberra Raiders. It was a pretty simple play. They all run their holes nicely. A nice little pass out the back there from Tarpany to find, was it Sanders there? Or Strange, sorry. Sanders, yeah. And then just a quick little tip onto a beautiful hole-run fullback there in Kyo Weeks and scores a simple try. There was not a hand laid on Weeks there, and that was just outstanding execution.
It was really well executed. That's the word, Louis, because they had players running everywhere, and the decoy runners did their part as well. A really good pass from Tarpany. The pass from dummy half was not shabby either from Tom Starling, but then on the outside it went. He looped around. He's got so much pace. How quick is he? His acceleration is brilliant, and Kyo Weeks is over. Great start, and that was after the penalty, Andrew.
Yeah, exactly, on the last tackle. Now Ethan Sanders to attempt a conversion. Right in front, 10 or 11 metres out. Rain getting a little heavier in Auckland. 4-0 Canberra, 6 minutes 20 gone. NRL Friday on ABC Sport. Last night Parramatta 40 beat Brisbane 32 as Sanders makes no mistake. He kicks the goal and it's Canberra trying to silence the big crowd, leading 6 points to 0 after 6.5 minutes. So, great start for the Canberra Raiders in Auckland. Later tonight, South Sydney take on the Sydney Roosters at the Sydney Football Stadium. Brett Sprigg will call the action there with Ruan Sims and Dean Hallertau. And, of course, much interest on whether Alex Johnston can score 1 try to level Ken Irvine's all-time record or 2 to create history and surpass it. You'll be able to hear it all right here. Around the grounds in Super Rugby second half, Western Force 8 leading Wellington Hurricanes 5 over in New Zealand. Now from the kick-off, it's the Canberra Raiders with the footy again, having opened the scoring through Kyo Weeks, and playing the ball is Xavier Savage. Comes centre field left to Simi Sasangi. We know him more as a back rower, but the first 2 games of the season in the centres. Matt Timacor on the bench tonight. Starling goes left away to Smithies. He's going to be claimed here by Laban and also Boyd. 32 out from his own goal line. Played to Starling. Open side left to Horsburgh. He's taken by Clark over the top and by Egan down low. Dummy half Starling. Takes off from dummy half. Tried to split them. Ford, Clark and Laban are there, however. But he gets all the way 10 metres inside Warriors territory. On the last, he plays the ball to Young. Goes left to Sanders. Up goes the kick into the rain. Drops down to the right wing. Taken by Watney Zalesniak. And it is a penalty going against Canberra for a shoulder off the ball. Penalty goes to the Raiders. This is ill-disciplined stuff from the Warriors. 7 minutes 30 gone in this first half. Canberra 6, Warriors 0. And what a chance he gives you to add to that scoreline.
Well, you saw what happened when they got a penalty before and good field position. This again was on the last play. So they've come in there. That was silly play. Absolute silly play. Was it Adam Pompey out there who's come up with a bad play? And that was ridiculous stuff. They had the ball. DWZ had it under control. So that was ridiculous, and they may well be made to pay right now.
So they find touch, kick it backwards. 15 out now is where Sebastian Chris takes the tap. Sends it right to Hudson Young, coming off a mighty year for Canberra. And Young's tackled 8 metres out from the goal line. Fisher Harris in over the top with Laban. Plays the ball, they work into the right. Tarpany up the middle into Egan and Ford. Caught 4 metres out from the line in front of the southern post to the right of your radio. Dummy half Starling. Goes left to Sanders. Bumps away from Fisher Harris. Pass out the back to Starling. He drifts to his right. Straightens into Clark and Laban and Nickel Klukstar. And stands in the tackle 4 out looking for a quick play the ball. Does so now, and it comes to the left to Tarpany, the defence up in his grill, and he got a pass anyway out the back to Horsburgh, 12 metres out. He runs off the right foot, then straightens and succumbs. He thought he'd run around his own man Smithies, and he'll play at 11 out from the goal line. Canberra up 6-0 and on the attack. Comes to the right, Sanders, short ball away, Young, and Noah Martin rather, and straight over the top of one, and that Warriors player has hit the deck. On the field too for the Warriors is Dimitri Vaimonga already, and that Warriors defender, Louis, is down on the flat of his back. 8 minutes 30 gone, 6-0, as Noah Martin ran straight into the head of Chanel Harris-Tavita, whose head hit basically.
Yeah, he didn't get his head in the right spot, but I tell you what, that Noah Martin, he's becoming my new favourite. I only watched him play one of the big games, and he runs hard, he runs direct, he's always making hard breaks. He just gets himself here in an awkward position, Chanel Harris-Tavita, but that was just a strong carry. He looks like he's just full of muscle the way that he runs, Noah Martin. But they're looking sharp, Canberra, but this is not a good look for the Warriors.
Well, he's only played 7 games. He scored 4 tries, Louis, and he made his debut last year, midway through the year, against the Warriors. So a couple of his 7 games, or his 8 games now, have been against the Warriors, and Chanel Harris-Tavita, that's his night gone.
Yeah, he's out.
So they're, with Luke Metcalf out, they're down on numbers anyway in the halves.
Well, they're down on numbers even more, Gibbsy, because Kurt Capewell injured a hamstring in the warm-up, and that's why Dimitri Vaimonga is out there. Capewell ruled out in the warm-up, as we saw last week with Spencer Leniu in Auckland against the Warriors.
Yeah, and he's no good, Harris-Tavita, but it was brave. He got in front of Noah Martin, but they were looking dangerous again. Canberra haven't made a mistake. So not only did they not get the ball for the first 15 minutes or so against Manly, tonight they're just dominated, but there's been 2 bonehead penalties given away on the last play. Once when they were going to get the ball back, and the other one when Dallin Watt with Tenny Zalesniak had it under control.
Coming onto the field is Tane Tuapiki for Chanel Harris-Tavita. Will force a reshuffle. I wonder if Nickel Klugstar goes to 5'8". Last tackle comes right to Sasang. It's like he had no idea what the tackle count was. Changeover, 5 metres out from the goal line, and the Warriors survive, Louis. They'll get the footy back as it comes to right to Tuapiki, and he's scored 8 out from his own line.
I reckon that was planned there from Canberra. Obviously, the Warriors' defensive line were fresh. They had a bit of a break there. They had it set. They didn't want to come up with a kick in this wet. I reckon they just wanted to finish in that corner, make him come deep and try and get down the other end of the field.
Jackson forward up the middle, taken by Starling and Horsburgh on his own 20. Played to Wigan, goes left to Fisher Harris, lost it. Taken now by Smithies, 30 out. He sends the ball right to Sasangi. One hand wraparound ball back to Ethan Strange. Left foot step, beats one. Now he's going to be taken by Egan and Fisher Harris. It is all Canberra here. They lead 6-0. The Warriors can't get anything right, including injuries. As now comes left away to Hudson Young. Caught 22 out. Harris-Tavita won't be back. HIA in the 9th minute. And Kurt Capewell, a hamstring injury in the warm-up. 21 out. It comes to the right. Starling to Tarpany for Canberra. Caught by Vaimonga and Fisher Harris. 14 out from the goal line. Right in front of the post in the heavy rain now. Goes to the left. Through hand. Weeks away. Chris links up now with Savage. Comes back across field. And in fact, it's Tamale. He's going to be standing in the tackle of Watney Zalesniak and also Laban and Fisher Harris. Plays the ball now. 16 out. 3 tackles left this set for Canberra. Horsburgh to the right. Strange to Noah Martin. And bang down he goes, courtesy of Nickel Klugstar. 18 out from the goal line. Now played to Starling. Left to Horsburgh. Left foot step into Clark and 2 others, including Egan and Nickel Klugstar, who's defending in the front line. Last tackle. It comes from Starling to Tarpany. Then to Sanders to Weeks. Puts it on the toe. Flying through is Tamale. Did he get it down or not? And sliding into the advertising hoarding beyond the touching goal line is Tane Tuapiki. He gets up clutching at his arm, and this is just a nightmare for the Warriors. They will have a 20-metre tap and a 7-tackle set, but they're running out of plays. We've only had, 11 minutes, Louis?
Yeah, it's not going very well for the Warriors at the moment, but they've got to brush it off. They've still got a lot of time in this game now, and they can't be thinking about that. They've just got to get back to what they do well. That's completing sets and competing on all plays.
Set restart, by the way, now for the Warriors. Their first of the game as they have it, and it's played, comes right to Ford. He's going to be tackled about 10 metres short of halfway. Plays the ball to Egan. Sends it right to Aaron Clark. Great run, Aaron Clark. Finally tackled 5 metres inside. Torn calf, by the way, for Capel, not a hamstring. Torn calf. Thank you, Ralphie. Is now Laban on that right edge. Tackled 29 out from the Canberra line. Plays the ball to Egan. Goes open side left to Boyd. Drifts. Got the ball away. Fisher Harris. Straight back to Tanner Boyd. Links up with Monga on the left edge. He's taken 23 metres out for the goal line. Last tackle, Warriors down 6-0. Play to Egan. Sends it right. Spiralling ball to Boyd. Goes the aerial route into the drain drops. Down to the left wing of Tamale. Leaps high. Lost it. Went without it. Was there interference? There was against Watney Zelezniak, who lost his feet in that knock. And it is a penalty to the Warriors. Their first of the game, Gibbsy. Is the momentum turning? We know how dramatically and quickly it can happen.
Well, Tamale's gone up and it's different conditions. Certainly Sebastian Chris has taken the player out, but I reckon he's blown the whistle too early because they may have got the advantage, might have been able to score, but here they come. They've got a real opportunity. Good field position.
From the tap, it's Jackson Ford. Backs his way into the fence, taken over the top by Horsburgh, and also in there was Smithies, who played 9 out in front of the northern goalpost. Egan goes left. They have it centre of the park, 4 metres out through Clark. He's going to be tackled by Tarpany and Smithies. Egan, out the back left to Boyd. Links up with Nickel Klugstar. Left foot step, great tackle by Ethan Strange head on. Help came from Noel Martin, 8 out in the northwest corner. Plays the ball now to Pompey. Goes right to Boyd, then away to Egan. Centre field, Fisher Harris. Taken down low by Starling. Plays 11 metres out, set restart again. A messy play the ball. Boyd goes back on the inside to Ford. Great step by Ford. Bounces into the defensive Weeks. Flicks it along the ground. Scooped up by Boyd. Still this is play 1. Goes right to Tuapiki. He straightens, accelerates through a couple. Tane Tuapiki's held up only a metre out. He'll play the ball next to the right, up right to Egan. He'll send it left away to Clark. Clark runs at the line. Short ball, Fisher Harris. The defence is there. Martin was one of 3 defenders with Strange. Played now 2 metres out to Egan. Out the back it goes. Right to Clark to Boyd. Then to Tuapiki. Then he got away Leotaro. Away to Watney Zelezniak. For the corner is over. Did he get it down to the northwest corner? Dutton and Watney Zelezniak. Yes, says Peter Goff. Try to the Warriors on the back of a couple of set restarts and a penalty. And it's Canberra 6, Warriors 4. 13 minutes 45 gone in the first half. Luke Lewis.
Yeah, well, they finally get a little bit of field position and a couple of calls go their way and set restarts. And they go from one side of the field straight back to the other. And there's a really nice skill here from the Warriors. But Dallin Watney-Zelezniak, he is just using that speed, uses the angle to get over the corner. You can see Tamale here, he's backing off, waiting for his inside man. He does a good job to get his body under the ball, but just because it's nice and slippery, he falls off, and Dallin Watney-Zelezniak gets it down in the corner, and that's a great way to strike back.
Well, he's done a great job there, and he's used the moisture on the grass there to be able to slide over and use his balance. He contorted it because there's Sebastian Chris, there's also Tamale and Ethan Sanders were coming across, and none of them could stop DWZ. So when you consider the dominance of Canberra in this game at the start, to be only 6-4 behind, only 2 points behind with the possibility to level it up, they've done a really good job. That's well done to them.
That's 109 tries now for Dallin Watney-Zelezniak in his NRL career. It's been confirmed, 6-4 Canberra, and this will be a challenging kick from Tanner Boyd right on the eastern touchline. Slippery, wet conditions. We'll get to your text messages after the kick, and that number is 0467 920 222. 0467 920 222. So Tanner Boyd, 24 out, strikes it with the right boot, heading across the face, no goal. So Canberra maintains an advantage after a quarter of an hour. It's Canberra 6, Warriors 4. On the text line, nice win by the Eels boys. Silence the critics at work. Good on you, Mitch. Hi team, I've just turned on the radio, and the first voice I hear is John Gibbs. Welcome back from your golf. Great to hear you're here on the radio.
Thank you.
And that's from Colin Brisbane. Hey, A-Team Maury, I assure you my impressions sound a lot better in person. This is from Luca, who actually called instead of texting on NRL Monday, doing impressions of the ABC Sport Rugby League team.
How'd it go?
3 out of 10. They just don't translate over the phone. Maybe at the Christmas party I can do that again for you. Luca, that would be great. So, from the kickoff, and it goes down to the southern end to the goal line. And the Warriors will bring it back now, having scored the second try of the game. They're now 6-4 down, and it's Ford with the return. He scored 10 metres out from his own goal line. Wade Egan goes into dummy half. Comes away left to Fisher Harris. Good run. Caught by Martin and Starling. 17 out from his own line. Now to the left. It's a good run here by Vaimonga. Tackled 32 out from his own line. It's amazing, isn't it? Now the Warriors looking confident. Egan goes centre field right. Got the pass away to Clark. And he's put down 9 short of halfway by Tarpany. It's driving rain now in Auckland. Tane Tuapiki takes on the defence. Caught 3 metres in Canberra's half. Plays it on the last in centre field to Wigan. Goes right Boyd with the kick. Sends up the midfield. Roos down to the left wing of Tamale. He takes it 10 out from his own goal line. Found a little bit of space, but it shuts pretty quickly. Great chase coming from Fisher Harris, Nickel Klugstar, and one other Vaimonga. 12 out from the Canberra line. Played to Weeks. He sends it left. And the tackle made now by Jacob Laban, among others, on Xavier Savage inside the 20. This time it's Chris on the short side. Good run from first receiver. Caught by Boyd and Laban. 28 out from the Canberra line. Played to Weeks. Goes centre field right. As now Canberra through Sasangi. He's tackled 12 short of halfway. 4 tackles into the set. Now Tarpany up the middle. Turns his back on the defence of Fisher Harris and Clark and Egan, but hits the deck just short of halfway. Bring out the last tackle for Canberra. Tarpany's pointing at his face, slapping it, saying, "I've got one around the chops, sir." But Panickety Pete says play it. Left foot kick downfield from Ethan Sanders. And it's down the throat of Watney Gillespie. Drifting to his left. 7 out from his own line. Brings it back to Martin and Strange. 18 out from his own line. 17 gone. Canberra 6, Warriors 4 in Auckland, Luke Lewis.
Now, I feel like the intensity's picked up by both sides. Obviously, Canberra are doing a good job getting out their own end. They're looking sharp, but I feel like the Warriors' attitude and defence has definitely picked up as well. And I feel like they've got themselves back in the game, and they're running hard through the middle of the field, and they're completing their sets again. So, back to the arm wrestle.
Now they work the ball away over their 40-metre line through Leotoa, and he's caught a metre short of halfway. 2 tackles left for the Warriors, who are down 6-4. Centre of the park, Egan. Oh, the markers are offside, so it's a set restart late in the tackle count for the Warriors, and that's 3 straight for them. The tackle made here by Tarpany eventually on Fisher Harris. 2 Kiwi legends. Played 8 metres into Canberra territory. Wigan sends it right to Ford, and he's taken 37 out from the goal line. Shrugs away literally from 2 defenders. Plays it to Wigan. He sets off from dummy half. Dummies his way into Weeks and Starling, and caught only 24 out from the Canberra goal line. Plays the ball now to Apiki. Goes left to Clark. Links up out the back. Boyd away, Nickel Klugstar. Got it to Poppy. And then the pass seemed okay, and Roger goes without it. Tuivasa-Sheck knocks it on. And I guess Gibbsy will get a bit of that in these conditions. It will be a scrum to Canberra. 18 out from the Raiders line. Canberra 6, Warriors 4. 18 minutes 30 gone. And Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, no, that was a really vital mistake.
Yeah, it was a little bit rushed. He should have taken it though, and he acknowledges that. He's shaking his head, a little bit disappointed. What's really interesting, Louis, and we said it at the start, remember when Ethan Sanders put that ball on for Kaya Weeks? A little bit tricky because Ethan Strange exclusively plays on the left side. He's playing right tonight, and that has been a lethal left-hand combination, Hudson Young and Ethan Strange. For some reason, Ethan Strange tonight's on the right.
Yeah, maybe.
I've never seen him play on the right.
Yeah, it might be just trial and error for Ricky at the moment.
Set restart here for Canberra, their first of the night. 28 out from their own line, Tamale. Tackled by Ford, plays it to Starling. Goes left to Hudson Young, and he's driven sideways by Leotoa. And also in there was Ford and Fisher Harris, just outside the Canberra 30. Now centre field right. Joe Tarpany into Vaimonga and to Egan and Clark. And even though he's got 3 on him, including Clark, who was almost nibbling at his ankles, he makes it within 9 of halfway. It comes to the right, through hands away to Ethan Strange. He's put to the ground, 3 short of halfway. He's caught by Nickel Klugstar, plays the ball to Starling. Open side left to Horsburgh. He's caught over the top there by Clark. Last tackle Canberra. who are leading 6-4 after 20 minutes. Kick downfield from the right boot of Ethan Strange. That's a shocker. It's over the dead ball line. Tuapiki could have taken that on the full. It would have been a 20-metre tap, but it bounced just inside the dead ball line and over it. So it's a 7-tackle set here for the Warriors, and Tuapiki takes that tap. He gives it away right to Tuivasa-Sheck, and he's put to the ground 28 metres out from his own line.
He's been a great inclusion, Tane Tuapiki. Ever since he's come in, he's
got spark, Lou,
he's got spark. He makes half breaks, and his play the balls are quite quick. So he's been a massive inclusion.
Now it's played to Nickel Klukstar, goes right to Pompey. He slides in the tackle of Horsburgh and Young, 8 short of halfway. Egan sends the ball right. Good run here from Jacob Laban. He's tackled 4 metres in Canberra territory, midway through the tackle count. Played to Egan, short ball flat at best to Ford, who crashes into the defence and lost it, but ultimately it is a penalty to the Warriors for a high tackle. So the Warriors earn their second penalty of the game. I think it's Hudson Young penalised. It was a great run by Jackson Ford. Geez, impressive again. And he got the high shot. 19 minutes to go in the half. And we just heard from Peter Goff that this high tackle is now being reviewed by Liam Kennedy. As he got the high tackle from Hudson Young, and then did he get a shoulder upstairs from Tarpany?
I think Hudson Young's is fine. Tarpany bounces off the shoulder, then hits him on the jaw. That doesn't hit the head. It bounces off the shoulder, then comes up. Penalty sufficient.
What do you reckon, Jonty?
Yeah, no, penalty sufficient. And these wet conditions like that, he was playing for that first one. He got a better one from Tarpany, and he didn't blow his whistle straight away. He only blew his whistle after the ball was lost.
As we anticipated, Category 1 for Chanel Harris-Tavita, the Warriors 5-8 not to return. And they lost Kurt Capewell in the warm-up with a suspected torn calf. As Tanner Boyd finds touch on the far or eastern side, about 27 out from the goal line. Tap taken, Warriors on the charge, trailing 6-4, 18 minutes 20 to go in the half. Ford is tackled by Horsburgh. He's got an enormous engine on him too, this bloke, Jackson Ford. Sloppy play the ball, set restart as well for the Warriors. They're fourth. Interference in the ruck. Now comes left to Fisher Harris. He's caught only 11 out from the goal line by Noel Martin. Plays the ball to Egan. Goes right centre field to Aaron Clark on the angled run. Caught by Horsburgh. 5 out from the line in front of the northern post. Another set restart. That's 5 for the Warriors. Tanner Boyd, short ball away to Laban. Tackled only 3 out from the line by Saunders, Tarpany and Horsburgh. Plays the ball to Egan. Comes out the back left to Boyd away. Fisher Harris, quick hit and spin. Through hands, it comes to Nickel Klukstar. A long pass on the bounce, and Rogers dropped another one. That wasn't really his fault. It skidded off the wet surface. Not a good pass from Nickel Klukstar. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck couldn't handle it, so they bomb an opportunity. The Warriors here early in the tackle count. Canberra maintaining the lead 6-4 with just over 17 minutes left in the half.
Yeah, and there's no need to do that. They've had plenty of ball. They've just got a little bit of momentum happening, and they've thrown that ball away, and that could have slipped anywhere. As soon as it hit the greasy grass, it just took off, and Roger, again, disappointed with himself, but that was a really difficult one to take.
All right, Jonty. So now Canberra get the opportunity. The scrum hooter goes, but there's no penalty or anything.
The ball wasn't in play. They didn't get the ball to the half in time.
Okay, so the scrum clock wasn't reset at the ground. Well picked up, Louis. As now it's Canberra with a 21 out from their own goal line. Taking the tackle there is Xavier Savage. He plays it to Starling. Goes right to Tarpany, speaking of big motors. He's caught here by Monga and Egan, right on the Canberra 30-metre line. Now back centre of the ground, Savage. He's caught and put to the ground. Plays the ball now for Canberra. Starling. Short ball goes left edge away to Hudson Young. Caught by Boyd and Fisher Harris. 9 metres in Warriors half. Last tackle. Starling goes left. Sanders the left foot kick. Towering kick down to the fullback. Taken by Tuapiki. And he's caught by Tamale and literally dragged back about a metre out from the goal line. Tamale dragged him back 9 metres. Tuapiki plays it. Boyd goes left to Watney Gillespie. He beat one. Caught 6 out from his own line. Boyd goes left again this time as the Warriors are 13 out from their own line.
That was reminiscent of Gordon Tallis on Brett Hodgson, but he was going vertically instead of horizontally.
As now the Warriors are on their own 20. Poor old Hodjo will never live that down. Tane Tuapiki, caught on his own 30. He's doing a job as an assistant coach to Benji these days at the West Tigers. Kick downfield from Tanner Boyd on the last. Finds the grass, did well, rolls into the 20-metre zone, knocked backwards by Kyo Weeks, now recovers it. 8 out from his own goal line. He gets ankle tapped and finished off by Fisher Harris, 15 out from his own line. 24 and a half gone, and at 6-4, Canberra leading the Warriors. Great to have you along for the NRL Friday ride here on ABC Sport with Luke Lewis, John Gibbs, I'm Andrew Moore, and next up at the SFS, Sydney Roosters against South Sydney. Now breakmate here by Sasangi is caught down low by Clark, 32 out from his own goal line. Plays the ball Starling, sends it right, and taking the tackle now for Canberra, just on the field, looks to be Zach Hosking. He plays it to Starling, sends it ball left, away now to Young. He's caught 5 metres in Warriors half. Time off, says referee Goff.
Head injury. As a doctor or a trainer?
Good question, Pete.
I've asked for the game to be stopped here for HIA. Can we tackle 5?
So there will be 1 tackle left for Canberra, and it's James Fisher-Harris who's going to go for an HIA. He looks okay, Louis, but I can't tell because his eyes look freakily scary no matter what.
Yeah, I didn't see any head knock or him go down, but it's come from the doctor, so that's why he's have to go off. But it's an interesting one. But I'll tell you what, this game's actually getting very physical. The way that they're carrying the ball both sides, they're running very hard, and they're throwing their bodies into it in defence as well. So it's a physical game out there.
So Fisher-Harris has gone for an HIA. Now, he may be back. We'll find out soon whether it's Category 1 or Category 2. Chanel Harris-Tavita gone for the game, and Kurt Capewell, torn calf in the warm-up, didn't play any part. Now the kick downfield from Sanders is taken, and Tuapiki brings it back 12 out from his own line. Tuapiki's at fullback because of the injury to Harris-Tavita, and Nickel Klugstar has moved to the 5'8" front. Here's Tuivasa-Sheck on the left edge. Good run taken by Noel Martin, 25 out from his own line. Play to Nickel Klugstar, sends it right to Vaimonga back on the field. He ends up starting for Capewell and put to the ground just inside his 30. Dummy half Egan goes open side right to support, 30 metres out from the goal line. The tackle here comes on Vaimonga from Hosking. Now kick on play 4 from Tanner Boyd, looking for a 40-20. The ball bouncing in the right direction towards the western touchline, but not quite enough on it. Picked up by Kyo Weeks. He returns it to the 20 and just beyond, where he's called by Jackson Ford. 14 left first half. Canberra 6, Warriors 4. As Starling goes left to Tamale, runs crossfield into the defence of Blair Tower, and Tanner Boyd, and he'll play it 18 out from his own goal line to Sanders. Goes right to Chris. Sebastian Chris up the middle, good run into the defence there of Vaimonga. 29 out from the Canberra line. Starling sends it open side right. Through hands it comes to Strange. Then away to Sasangi. Straight past one. One-hander back to Strange over halfway. The 40, the 30. Fullback to beat, but he stepped and slipped, and Tuapiki clings onto him 18 out. They've got numbers left, but they go curiously to the right. Noah Martin, they had 100 on 2 to the left. Martin tackle 4 out. Right on the last. Hudson Young, left foot stab kick. Sits up for Tuapiki, but a great chase by Hosking to knock into the deck in goal. Goal line drop out Canberra. Canberra 6, Warriors 4, Louis. 27 minutes gone.
Yeah, that was a nice little kick there from Hudson Young. Comes all the way from the other side of the field, comes out of dummy half and gets it in goal. But you're 100% right. They should have went left when they went right. They had, like you said, 100 on 2 over on that left-hand side of the field. But they come up with the next best result, a repeat set. If they can get the ball back here, they'll keep the pressure on the Warriors.
Isn't Simi Sasangi looking dangerous also?
Yeah, he looks outstanding out wide.
So now the line drop out. Horsburgh returns it. Gets to within 30 metres of the Warriors line. And it's Go Media, you dope text messenger is back too. Good evening, great to have your company. I'd be lost without you. Here's Canberra with it now. Heading it up, is that to Mariota. He's called 15 metres out, his first touch of the game. Now Sanders turns it on the inside to Young. And you can join us 0467 920 222. Hopefully you're a tad bit more intelligent than the name of the stadium you dope guy. try, but we'll see. All are welcome. Here's Horsburgh. Tackle 5 out from the goal line. And bringing him down there was Clark. Played to Starling to the left. Sanders, delayed ball out the back to his halves partner, Strange. 2 Ethans in combination. And he's caught down low there by Stowers Smith, who's on the field. Canberra right on the attack. Hudson Young for the goal line. Desperate defence, half a metre out. Changeover. Brilliant resilience from the Warriors. 11 minutes 30 left first half. Canberra 6, Warriors 4. And after a disappointing start, Luke Lewis, the Warriors are really showing some ticker here.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of injuries, a couple of things not going their way. They were making a few errors coming out of their own end, then all of a sudden they're back in the game. But that was brilliant defence. They had to defend their line. They worked really hard from the inside for each other, and they held the Canberra Raiders out. So really good defensive play.
So now it is the Warriors, 11 out from their own goal line. Comes right to Avasa-Sheck, put to the ground, 18 out. And both of my colleagues for tomorrow have been in touch, MC, and now Matthew Elliott by Texas. Stowers Smith, he's caught by Mariotta, 27 out from his own line. Played to Egan, no look pass to his right. Baimonga is tackled there by Young, 11 short of halfway, bringing up the last. The kick will come off the boot of Boyd from just outside the 40, down to the northeast corner, caught by Tamale. He'll bring it back over the 20. Boyd leads the chase, but Tamale shrugged away from him like it was just a little annoyance. Finished off by Ford and Stowers Smith, 27 out from the Canberra line. Plays it to Weeks. Goes right to Chris. Down he goes. 15 short of halfway. Half an hour gone in Auckland. Friday night footy. And it's Canberra 6, Warriors 4. Now a good run from Kyo Weeks. Fended away from one. And now caught. Now 5 metres in Warriors territory. Oh, they give away a silly set restart. Then the Warriors. The ball's thrown away though by Canberra's Hosking. And the Warriors on play naught come away with it. So Zach Hosking, a costly mistake. Warriors back with it on halfway. And Noah Martin gives away a set restart. Ball played to Nickel Klukestar. He sends it right to Pompey. And he's going to be nailed 7 metres in Warriors territory.
Yeah, Andrew, that ball was going to be 0 anyway because he'd lost it.
Now comes to the right, Tanner Boyd.
Oh, I've seen penalties being given there before.
Comes away right to Laban. He's caught by Starling. Matt Elliott right. I'm loving the call, but nowhere near as much as you're going to love the drive tonight. Well, that's not promising. It comes to the left. Firemonger away to Stowers Smith. And he's playing 28 metres out from the goal line. I hope you're staying safe there, Padre. Boyd runs at the defensive line. Offload right to a Peaky. Got straight past Chris. He's 20 metres out. Explodes into the defence and caught. 17 out from the goal line of Starling. He plays the ball now. 3 tackles in. To the left, Firemonger to Boyd. Boyd looking for a way through. Got a beautiful pass to Nickel Klukestar. Step through Horsburgh and Martin. Taken by Strange and Martin. And Hosking 1 metre away. 4 tackles done. It's played to Wigan. A long ball right to Boyd. A long ball right to Tuapiki. Then away it comes now to Leah Tower. And he's upended 8 metres out. Northeast corner, last tackle. It's been raining steadily for the last 25 minutes. Comes away to Boyd with a crossfield kick. It's not a good one. It's well short. But the ball is touched by Canberra. Picked up by the Raiders. And Pompey throws it away. Streaking downfield was Simi Sasangi. But it is the knock-on initially against Canberra.
No advantage.
First knock on Canberra.
Oh, there was I thought that was a big advantage. If he doesn't catch that pass, they score.
I know, but he did.
Scrum here.
Yeah, but it's the same thing as that sort of penalty.
That's at the referee's discretion. You can understand it because they only took a couple of steps through the ball on the outside.
Work it in.
Yeah, I've seen advantages disappear well after that one.
I'd be more critical if he allowed that to play on.
Yeah, I think I'm the same. 8 minutes 15 to go. 6-4 Canberra over the Warriors. But this is a wet weather game, Louis, isn't it? This is an arm wrestle right now.
It is an arm wrestle. It's going to come down to a slip over or a simple little missed tackle that's kind of separate the gap, I suppose. But it's been a really good game of footy. It's back and forth. There's been a lot of big hits. There's still asking a lot of questions with the ball in hand. But just that last pass execution when they throw it out wide, it's just not as crisp if it was like it would be if it was in the drive.
Warriors win the scrum then, and Boyd goes right. And putting the fend on was Leah Tower. He's taken by Starling, ball and all. 10 out right in front of the northern goalpost. He'll play the ball to Egan. Sends it left on to Stowers Smith. But right into the defence of Horsburgh and Mariotta. 6 out from the line. Warriors attacking down by 2. Egan sends it left by Monga. He's caught a metre away. Warriors on the attack with 3 tackles left this set. Played to Egan. He goes right to Boyd. Ran on the line and offloaded to Apiki. Then got a pass away. Was he tackled on suspicion, Laban? Yes. It is a penalty going to the Warriors. Their 3rd of the night. And John Gibbs, dare I say, it is in penalty goal range.
Well, particularly in these conditions, I'll be levelling things up. But after you consider their start, Canberra, dashed away. The Warriors have just had a few injuries, but they've been able to grind their way back into the game. Sebastian Prince is lucky he's not in the bin.
No, Tuapiki was nailed after he had passed the ball by Hudson Young. And then Chris, as you say, may be lucky not to be binned for that tackle before Jacob Laban had the ball. But Louis, he's still down, Tane Tuapiki.
Yeah, he's back up now. He does hit him late, especially in that slow-mo, looks like it. I'd like to see it in normal time. But I was just watching Sebastian Chris. I actually think he stands there and his shoulder hits him before the ball, definitely. But I don't think he sort of really commits to the tackle.
That's
just watching it again there. But
I understand that, Louis, but he knew that close to the line they were backpedaling. If he didn't do that, they would have been.
Well, he couldn't really go anywhere because if he did, then he's going over the try line. He had to stand his ground there.
7 minutes to go first half. Canberra 6, Warriors 4, and Tanner Boyd will line up the penalty goal. Around the grounds in Super Rugby, Wellington Hurricanes 31, leading the Western 4-16. That game into the second half across the ditch. And we'll get to text after the kick 0467 920 222. NRL Friday on ABC Sport.
This half's gone pretty quick.
Yeah, it's been good.
Quality.
12 metres out, 5 to the right of the post. Tanner Boyd missed with his first shot from the eastern touchline. Moves in with the right boot, strikes it, likes it, kicks the goal. And we're locked at 6. Warriors in Canberra with 6 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first half. On the text line, Phil in Mudgee says, hey, Andrew, Jonty and Louis. Great to have the Real A team back on the radio. Really enjoying the game. Very fast and physical and an exciting call. Thanks as always. Good on you, Phil. Hi, Andrew. Loving the call and the game. Even though I'm a Doggy supporter, I'd love to see these two teams win the comp instead of the usual top 4 teams. It'd be absolutely wonderful for their long-suffering supporters. Keep up the great work, all of you. From Rog at Storm King. Morsey and crew, so good to hear you back on regularly. And you've got your voice at full strength. Love the call. Go the Sharkies. Thank you, Matt, listening in Gaimea. So now the kick-off goes down to the southeast corner for the Warriors, and Stowers Smith will return it back past Chris. Put to the ground there by Zach Hosking. About 15 out from the Warriors goal line. 6-all, 5 minutes 15 left in the half. As now it's Jacob Laban who plays the ball. Egan sends it left to Ford. He just doesn't rest this guy. He's taken here by Hosking and Strange. Plays it now to Egan. Goes open side right via Monga centre field. He's caught by Mariotta, 11 short of halfway. 2 tackles left for the Warriors. Egan sends the ball away right to Tuapiki, so he seems okay. And he's tackled a metre into Canberra's territory. Last tackle Warriors. Dummy half is Egan. Goes to a deep set Boyd for the kick on the last tackle. And he sends it down to the northern end. Taken by Tamale. Moving in front of the fullback, Kyo Weeks. And he's now going to be claimed about 27 out from his own goal line. 4 minutes 30 left in the half. 6-all it is. Weeks sends it left to Chris. He's met solid contact from Boyd, Clark and also Leah Tower. Late, about 13 short of halfway. Sanders sends it right to Weeks. And Kyo is driven back by Stowers Smith and Ford. He'll play the ball now to Starling near centre field. Short ball goes left to Hosking. He runs into again. Solid defence there by Boyd. Dummy half Starling goes to the right through hands. And it goes from one Ethan to the next. Sanders to Strange, and he's tackled. About 4 metres in Warriors territory by Pompey. He brings up the last. Left foot kick down by Sanders. Dropping back and taking... Oh no, he made an absolute mess of it about 36 times. Done what Major Lesniak. Went back, went forwards, went sideways, and nearly whacked it into his own head. So Canberra will get a scrum feed. 10 out from the Warriors line.
Well, the very first call, the referee actually said it was a knock back. It's the second part where he
It was the
picked it
last
up.
one.
Yeah, where it's gone forward there.
He knocked it right between his legs forward with about his fourth attempt.
He nutmegged himself. That was a classic, as slippery as a piece of soap.
But it was funny, as soon as you see Sanders put that up, you could see that it was swaying and looking yuck, and it was going to be a tough catch.
So it's a great chance for Canberra now. 3 minutes left in the half. Scrum feed, 10 out centre field, 6-all the score. Starling from the base of the scrum. Centre left to Ethan Strange, and a left foot step into the defence of Laban. 9 metres away, southern end of the ground. It's played to Starling, goes right to Horsburgh. Big Corey, a right foot step into Monga and 2 others. Claimed by Clark and Ford as well, and Egan as well, 3 metres away. Now they work it to the right. Sanders, tip on by Strange, and it bounces up in the end for Savage, but he's caught around the ankles by Nickel Klutstar, 10 metres out. 3 tackles left Canberra. Sasungi dummy half. Goes right to left on the open side. Now Mariotta. He straightens in centre field. He's very close out of Mariotta. Finally stopped 2 metres out from the goal line. Starling goes left. Sanders, Weeks, considered a kick. Then he puts his head down. It's a set restart for Canberra as well. 2 minutes 16 to go in the half. The ball played and it comes right. Chris, Sanders, then away Horsburgh. Right foot step into Ford and by Monga and Egan. He stands in the tackle 6 metres out.
Go 2.
Starling, options both ways. Drift to the right, links up. Sanders got it away to Martin, and Noah is taken 5 metres out.
Go 4. Sharks.
Nickel Klutstar was there. It's going to be played now again. Starling, open side, right to left it goes. Left foot step by Hosking, and he's caught, put to the ground, 2 metres out from the goal line. Dimitri Maimonga was there. Played to Starling, 2 tackles to go. Left to Sanders, then away to Hudson Young. Oh, how did they stop him? He's a 14th away from the goal line. Last tackle. Starling goes right on, knocked on by Sanders, and the Warriors survive. Tell you what, that is brilliant goal line defence from the Warriors. 80 seconds left in the half, and it remains 6 apiece.
Oh, it looked like the Warriors had 15 players on the field the way they were defending there. There did not look like there was any space at all. They were just getting bodies in front. There's some really tough lines run there by the Canberra Raiders, especially the one there from Hudson Young. But they rocked up in numbers. They pulled him up short, and they just kept the pressure on Canberra, and they just couldn't come up with that last catch. And Sanders drops it right in the middle of the field. So that's a really good work.
Finally, good news for the Warriors. James Fisher-Harris is back, cleared after going for an HIA. Having already lost Chanel Harris-Tavita with a Category 1, and Kurt Capel with a suspected torn calf in the warm-up is now the Warriors' Vodney Zelezniak. He's scored 30 metres out from his own goal line. There's only 36 seconds to go in the half, and now the carry from Tanner Stowers-Smith. He's put down by Starling. 5 short of halfway, Egan. Sends it right forward to Becky. Brilliant tip on away to Leah Tower. He got past 1. Now front to the ground by Young. 39 out, 10 in from the eastern touchline. It's played on the last to Egan. Ball slipped from him, and it's a penalty given away by the Canberra markers. They were all over them, and Egan probably deliberately couldn't get away. It slipped out, and it's a penalty going to the Warriors, and you can hear the siren in back play, so they're going to take a long shot for penalty goal to win the half.
Oh, you have to. But that
He's too
Hollywood
smart,
there.
Egan.
Yeah. But isn't that a penalty too? Yeah, we've seen penalties. All the referees were saying now.
If you're milking.
It's milking?
Yeah, that could have gone either way. I think he was very unlucky there, Hudson Young. Just going back to the previous play, Andrew, there was a big tackle on Noah Martin by Nickel Klutstar, and also Jacob Laban came up with an enormous tackle on Hudson Young. They've done a really good job here, the Warriors, and may well go to the break leading.
Tannenboyd's kick 40 metres out and about 12 metres in from the eastern touchline to give the Warriors a lead for the first time in the night. 6-all currently. He's 1 from 2. Let's see if he's got the distance.
In or out, Andrew?
Saying in.
Yeah, I'm going to back him in.
He's not a goal kicker I have like a huge amount of faith in, but he struck them pretty well after an easy miss last week.
Into the rain and wind, he'll miss.
40 out, 12 in.
You hate him.
No,
You really do, Gibbsy, and you're not a hater. Here comes comes Boyd. He strikes it. It misses. Yes, to the right and didn't have the distance. You're right, Johnny. Here's a kick over the top by Kyo Weeks. The ball bouncing back towards the Warriors 50. Do we see a 40-metre plus field goal attempt? Tanner Boyd, no, he runs it over the 40 and he's just going to be tackled. That was a bit anticlimactic after he did miss the goal. So it is half-time. Scores locked 6 apiece in Auckland. Ricky Stewart heading to the sheds. He is drenched. The players are drenched. The crowd is drenched. It is bucketing down in Auckland. But we've got a really good game of footy. Scores locked at 6 for the Warriors. A try to Dallin Watney-Lesniak in the 14th minute. Tanner Boyd, 1 goal from 3 attempts. 5 restarts for the Warriors. No challenges. For Canberra, a try to Kyo Weeks in the 6th minute. Ethan Sanders, 1 from 1. That kick was right in front. 4 restarts for the Raiders and no challenges. Penalties are 4-2 in favour of the Warriors, but I think justly Luke Lewis scores are locked at 6 at the break.
Yep, the scores are locked. I think it's been a very even game before. Canberra started really well. Took a bit of time for the Warriors to find their feet, and I reckon ever since Tane Tuapiki come on the field, they've definitely gone up a notch. I think he's had a lot of value for the Warriors, so they're right back in the fight. 6-all at half-time. Anyone's game, second half.
Yeah, they've done a really good job to get back into the game because Canberra looked like busting the game open early, got away to that 6-0 lead, and then they looked like scoring again. The Warriors, despite the fact they had injuries and they had to reshuffle players, they were able to just graft their way back into the game and really had a couple of really good opportunities. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck put down a couple of balls in his 150th that he may well have caught. So the game's on a nice edge as we'd expect.
All right, on the text line, 0467 920 222, 0467 920 222. Now on the text line, first long road trip with our 2-month-old daughter. The soothing tones of ABC Grandstand while cheering on the green machine has had her sleeping the entire trip. We can do it to more than just 2-month-olds, put people to sleep, don't worry. Keep up the good work, boys. From Jordan and Steph from Wagga. Well, I hope the trip remains just as calm. Ben says this is looking like 2 competition heavyweights going toe-to-toe. You're right, Ben? And also a bit concerned if Jonty is driving to Bathurst. Well, he's not, Tim. By my calculations, he had 9 greens on the traffic light game, and that's just impossible, says Tim in Lismore. Now, the good news is Jonty is not driving to Bathurst. He's staying put. He'll be at Brookvale on Sunday from midday.
Yep.
Okay. Luke Lewis, John Gibbs, I'm Andrew Moore. It is halftime. Warriors 6, Canberra 6. NRL Friday on ABC Sport. We'll set the scene at the Sydney Football Stadium for the nightcap shortly, but right now we head to the ABC newsroom.
ABC News with Melanie Scott. Iran's new supreme leader says the Strait of Hormuz will remain closed and strikes against American bases in Gulf states will continue. The statement from Ayatollah Mushtabak Khamenei was read on state television in what are his first public remarks since succeeding his father, killed in the initial US-Israeli attacks. The Ayatollah's statement also vowed to avenge Iranian civilians killed in the war, particularly children killed by a strike on a school in southern Iran. Through a television announcer, he said the fight will continue.
The lever of closing the Strait of Hormuz must certainly continue to be used as well. Studies have also been conducted on opening other fronts in which the enemy has little experience and would be highly vulnerable.
The Israeli military says it struck the Zariah Bridge over the Litani River in Lebanon, claiming the crossing had been used by fighters from Hezbollah. The military says Hezbollah had recently positioned launchers near the bridge and carried out attacks from there toward Israel. It appears to be the first time in the current campaign against the Lebanese militant group that the Israeli military has acknowledged it had targeted civilian infrastructure. The federal government has ordered the release of 762 million litres of petrol and diesel from the country's domestic fuel reserves to ease supply chain issues caused by the war in the Middle East. Isabella Tolhurst reports.
Energy Minister Chris Bowen says that Australia has plenty of fuel in its reserves and that shipments of fuel from overseas are still arriving as expected on time. The shortages, they say, come from people who are panic buying. Australia has these onshore reserves of fuel that can essentially be used in case of emergency only. These are stockpiling requirements that were brought in in 2023, and it means all fuel companies have to have minimum fuel reserves, but but they can't sell it unless the government give them the all clear to.
The mayor of the flood-ravaged town of Katherine is urging the NT government to call in the Australian Defence Force to help with the massive clean-up ahead. The worst of the flooding appears to be over in the town after flood levels reached their highest level in 28 years last weekend, and attention is now turning to recovery. Mayor Joanna Holden says residents are traumatised and can't do it alone.
Their homes are absolutely destroyed. They now have to walk into that and they don't know where to start. They then need to work out, how am I going to clean this up? And to have people there to help them, to support them to do that is what we're looking for, to help them get the mud out of their homes, to help them lift out their fridges and their washing machines.
Incident Controller Emma Carter says the ADF had not been requested as volunteers and emergency responders have been sufficient so far. A childcare centre on Queensland's Fraser Coast has been fined over the nap-time death of an ill toddler. Talissa Signato reports.
The Director of KB Childcare and Early Learning appeared in the Brisbane Magistrates Court today and pleaded guilty on behalf of the company to 2 counts of failing to protect children from harm and hazard, which was likely to cause injury. The court heard in July 2022 a 2-year-old boy died at the Little Gems Childcare and Early Learning Centre in Maryborough. An autopsy found his likely cause of death was multiple viruses, including COVID-19. The charges related to the fact he should not have been put to sleep wearing a hooded jumper and a hat, as this impacted the ability of staff to monitor his skin colour and his breathing. They were fined $15,000. No conviction was recorded.
Queensland Police say the overnight death of 2 young e-bike riders south of Brisbane is tragic. The 16-year-old boy and 15-year-old girl were struck by an oncoming motorbike which had been overtaking a vehicle at Greenbank. The motorcyclist, a 52-year-old man, was taken to hospital in a serious but stable condition. Chief Superintendent Mark Wheeler says the e-bike didn't have its headlights on and all aspects of the crash will be investigated.
We want to understand, firstly, how did this happen? 2 young lives have been lost. And, of course, part of that is around the visibility of that particular vehicle and the people who are on it. It's quite a dark stretch of road, as it's been described to me.
Ticket holders for Byron Bay's Blues Fest are expressing their anger online under the announcement of its cancellation this year. Organisers say rising costs mean it can no longer proceed just 3 weeks out from the event's start. This is ABC News.
ABC sports coverage of the 2026 NRL Premiership.
Sanders on the inside to Noah Martin. He's tackled only 8 metres out for the Warriors, line by Nickel Klutstar. Dummy half Starling left to Tarpany. Then Sanders, quick hands away to Kyle Weeks. He accelerates past the defence and brings it around right between the posts. Try awarded, 5 minutes gone. What a start, Canberra. What a start, Kyle Weeks. Straight down, 2 metres out to Wigan. Out the back it goes, right to Clark to Boyd, then to Tuapiki, then he got away Leotaro, away to Watnasia Lesniak for the corner, he's over! Did he get it down to the northwest corner, Dallin to Watnasia Lesniak? Yes, says Peter Goff. Played to Wigan, he goes right to Boyd, ran on the line and offloaded to Tuapiki, then got a pass away. Was he tackled on suspicion, Laban? Yes. It is a penalty going to the Warriors, their 3rd of the night. 12 metres out, 5 to the right of the post. Tanner Boyd missed with his first shot from the eastern touchline. Moves in with the right boot, strikes it, likes it, kicks the goal. And we're locked at 6. Warriors in Canberra.
ABC sports coverage of the 2026 NRL Premiership.
On your radio, ABC Sport Digital Radio
and ABC Listen.
Yes, NRL Friday. You're with Luke Lewis, John Gibbs. I'm Andrew Moore. We're in the boardroom and calling the action from a wet Auckland where it is 6-all between the Warriors and the Canberra Raiders. Next up, It's the Derby. Sydney Roosters taking on South Sydney. What could be an historic night at the Sydney Football Stadium. Brett Sprigg to call the action with Dean Hallertau and Ruan Sims. Bearing in mind in a couple of minutes, Brisbane listeners join us. Spriggy, good evening to you.
G'day, Andrew. Yes, indeed. I'll start with the confirmed team news. I mentioned Billy Smith, who was withdrawn yesterday after he fell off an e-bike. So as expected, Junior Ponga to join the centres for the Roosters there alongside Robert Toyer, the breakout star of last year. He's back from a pre-season foot injury. The bench for the Roosters will be 4 of Watson, Steep, Nat Butcher, Salesi Feketi, Cody Ramsey, which would be good if we see him, the former Dragon who had a few years out of the game through illness, and Tom Rodwell. For South, those 6 players are Mazelis, Duncan, Hubner, Kepi, and then Latrell Siegwaltz and Moala Graham Taufa. Pleasant conditions here, by the way. It's about 20 degrees on this Friday evening. A few clouds, but we shouldn't see any rain until well after midnight. I don't think they'll be ushering patrons off the ground by that stage of proceedings. Hopefully not anyway. But pleasant conditions here for footy, and it's always pleasant to see former Tiger, Bulldog and Kiwi Dean Hallertau. Welcome back, Dino.
Good evening, Spriggy. Roo, it's great to be here at the Sydney Football Stadium for what could be a history-making moment. I believe there's a lot of tickets sold, so it's not often that we call a game here and it's packed to the rafters. I'm really looking forward to this one tonight.
Ruan Sims, always pleasant to see you as well. Welcome back.
Hello, Spriggy. Yeah, it's great to be here, and I am also very happy that you said it's not due to rain until after 12, because I still haven't quite dried out from Brookvale Oval last weekend, but I'm looking forward to tonight, and I can definitely guarantee there is going to be an almost full house here tonight. I saw so many jerseys on the walk from the car park to the stadium this afternoon. There's a great vibe, a great buzz around the place, and like Maury said, potentially history in the making.
Do you think it happens tonight?
Look, during Maury's show on Monday night, I did say yes, that it was going to happen because I like the theatre of it. But yeah, we'll see.
Dino?
I think this is the stage for it. Like, if you look at their run of games, this is probably the best opportunity to celebrate the moment for him. And yeah, who better to do it against than their arch rivals in the Roosters?
I love this game. I love that we get to have this game too. Proud foundation clubs, bitter rivals and neighbours meet at this relatively new stadium a couple of times a year, or at least once a year. And of course, they play for the Ron Coote Cup as well. But it's just a great night for it here. And maybe we do get to witness history as we welcome listeners throughout Brisbane and Queensland to NRL Friday on ABC Sport. You're previewing first up this game between the Sydney Roosters and South Sydney Rabbitohs with me, Brett Sprigg, alongside Ruan Sims and Dean Hallertau. And of course, we'll take you back to the boardroom shortly, where Andrew Moore and the team have the halftime break. The Warriors 6 and the Canberra Raiders 6. I'll give you some idea of how significant the try-scoring record is for Alex Johnston. We've only seen it change hands once this century. So Ken Irvine took it over in 1969, which was from Harold Horder, who held it since 1924. So that's what we're dealing with. And I'll sprinkle some more of that sort of context throughout the night, if and when the opportunity arises. Of course, the Roosters were beaten last week. South were winners on the road. And in fact, a win here tonight would make the Rabbitohs 2-0, and they've only had that sort of a start to the season once in the past 6 years. So the ideal start for them if they can beat their bitter rival, but they've only done so once in their previous 6 meetings against the Roosters. So we can't wait. Kick-off here in just about an hour's time. There'll be a special commemoration as well as we get closer to kick-off for the heroes of the Bondi terror attack. I know that a lot of us have banished the worst parts of that day from our memories, but clearly the Roosters, as it is their community, all of Australia are affected by it, of course, but the Roosters were always wanting to pay special tribute, so they'll do that tonight before kick-off. Our referee will be Adam G. Todd Smith in the bunker. AJ 212, 213, or does he remain stuck on 211? I think regardless, Maury, we're in for a great game here tonight.
Yeah, I'm lucky I'll get to listen to the whole game on the way home. Not the way home, the way to Bathurst. So, yeah, could be on the edge of the seat stuff. Thank you, Spriggy, Roo, Dean Hallertau. Luke Lewis is in the boardroom with John Gibbs. I'm Andrew Morris. Spriggy mentioned it is 6-all at half-time between the Warriors and Canberra. Your text messages are welcome on 0467 920 222. In Super Rugby, Wellington Hurricanes have beaten Western Force in New Zealand 31-23, and the Matildas up later against North Korea in the quarterfinals of the Asian Cup. Tomorrow we're on air from 2 p.m. and myself, Matt Elliott and Michael Carriamas will be at Carrington Park in Bathurst. Can't wait to get back there again. We'll be at the back of the grandstand. Come and say good day if you're heading out there. And what a game at 7:30 tomorrow night between Cronulla and Penrith. All the action starts at 3 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, 2 o'clock Queensland time. West Tigers taking on the North Queensland Cowboys at Leichhardt Oval. And then at 5:30, Louis, you'll be there at Wollongong, St George, Illawarra against the Melbourne Storm.
Yes, I will be down there. I'll miss you boys, but I'll be listening to you on the way home, because that's going to be an awesome game, your one.
Yeah, can't wait for that. But you'll be down there with Glenn Lauder and Kiana Takarangi.
Yep.
And then same trio as is calling at the SFS will be at Leichhardt, Brett Sprigg, Ruan, Sims and Dean Hallertau. Gives you not back till Sunday. Brook Park.
I'll be back playing golf tomorrow.
Excellent. Yeah, you haven't done it for about 2.5 hours. Here's the kickoff down to the northern end, second half underway, and the Warriors running left to right have the first use of the footy, and it's James Fisher-Harris, tackled by Noel Martin, 14 out from his own line. Egan sends the ball open side right as the Warriors get close to their own 20 on play 2. Now it's played to Egan. Short ball left to Tane Tuapiki. I'm with you, Louis. He's been a real spark since coming onto the field early on. 9 minutes into the game with the HIA Category 1 to Chanel Harris DeVita. Now it's Dimitri Vaimonga. He's caught. Kurt Capewell didn't even get to the kickoff. He injured his calf in the warm-up, and Morgan Gannon comes back onto the bench, incidentally, for the Warriors. Whether he gets on the field or not, we don't know. Stowers Smith on the last. Plays it. It goes right to Boyd from outside the 40. Kicks it down to the left wing of Tamale, and he's tackled. 12 out from his own line. Heads over the 20, and he's going to be tackled 28 out from his own line. There's Jackson Ford again with the chase and the tackle. Played to Kyo Weeks. He sends it right to Sebastian Chris. Backs his way into Stowers Smith and Egan. He plays it about 15 short of halfway to Weeks. Sends the ball open side right to Xavier Savage, and he's going to be taken there by Halasima, and also in there was Nickel Klugster. Nika Halasima in defence. Now it comes to Horsburgh at first receiver. Marches over halfway. Great run and a great offload back to Starling. He gets 42 out and throws the intercept. It's Leotau over the 40, the 30, the 20. The defence comes. They won't catch him. Try against the run of play to the Warriors centre, Ali Lautawa. Warriors 10, Canberra 6. They hit the lead for the first time, Luke Lewis. 1 minute 45 into the second half.
Yeah, that was beautiful work there by Leotau. That was just a really good read. The Canberra Raiders had the Warriors shot. There was one opportunity here, and Leotau just puts his right hand out, grabs it, and then has to break a tackle, and then it's just basically a foot race to the sideline, to the try line, I should say there. And that is just a beautiful read there from Leotau. You know what, you're sitting there going, what do I do here? Do I make the tackle? Do I turn in? Do I put my hand out and try and go for this ball? And it's stuck to his mitt and scores a great try.
Yeah, good work there, because there was a good offload there from Corey Horsburgh, which had the Warriors back pedaling, and then Tom Starling made half a break, gave the ball to Leotau, and I've got to say though, Mariota should have tackled him really. He had him and he just pushed away from him and showed great pace. He's a try scorer.
So it's his first of the season, 7th of his career, Ali Leotau. 10-6 Warriors lead. Just over 37 minutes left to play in Auckland. It's been a wet night. It started raining only a few minutes into the game. It's dropped off a bit now. And it's Tanner Boyd to add the extras. 12 metres in from touch. 21 metres out. 1 from 3 only in the first half, with a couple of tough ones. In comes Boyd, right boot, strikes it, likes it, kicks the goal. He's 2 out of 4, Warriors 12, Canberra 6. 3 minutes 15 gone in the second half. Around the grounds, full time in the rugby. Wellington Hurricanes 31, beat Western Force 23. A-League women action underway, no score first half between Newcastle Jets and Sydney FC. The text line is there for you, 0467 920 222. So good to hear you, my friend Andrew, from your old mate Carol, the limo driver. Hello, Carol. Hope you're going well. Thanks for texting in. Neil says with the increased cost of petrol, will MC be taking his electric car to backers? Neil, we'll find that out tomorrow. Here's the kickoff, and it comes right to James Fisher-Harris. I filled up this morning in anticipation of the trip. It ain't cheap, is it? It is not cheap. At least there was enough there. Ball played to Wigan. Goes right to Stowers Smith. He scored 12 metres short of 20 metres out from his own line. Played to Wigan. Sends it right to Ford. Strolled through one. Caught 31 out from his own line. Warriors in front 12-6. Scoring early in the second half. Down by Monga, or is it Halasima? No, goes right the first time. Dimitri by Monga. He's caught 5 metres short of halfway. They're on a bit of a roll again, and they're giving away silly set restart. Noel Martin in the tackle, just wouldn't get off him. It comes right down the play. The ball attained to Peaky. He's wrapped up 8 metres in Canberra territory. The Warriors have come out on fire. Maybe catching the Raiders napping a little bit here. Fisher-Harris goes left to Stowers Smith. He's knocked to the deck. 36 out from the goal line. Played to Wigan. To the right, Boyd. He sends it inside now to Vaimonga, and he backs his way into the defence of Horsburgh and Mariota. 27 away from the Canberra line midway through the tackle count. Tanner Boyd. Short ball away to support, and it's Halasima caught 12 out. Good quick play the ball to Wigan. They work it left to nickel. Poonstar knocked to the ground by Strange. 4 out from the goal line last tackle. Ball played to Leotoa, or was it Pompey? Pompey goes right to Boyd. Puts in a crossfield kick. Up they go. Ball knocked back. It's lost in goal by Sanders. Coming through was Leotoa, and it ends up over the dead ball line. And Peter Goff says we'll check it all out with the bunker.
Looking at a possible disruptor here on the contest, whether it's actual genuine attempt, if he makes contact with the catcher that takes him out of the catch.
So 4 minutes 51 gone in the second half. Touch shot was Source. Job was there a disruptor.
Onside.
That's Liam Kennedy in the bunker.
He's got his eye on the ball and he's going up.
He's going up one hand. This will be a disruptor. With what they've put out.
No, that's not a disruptor. He's going for the ball.
Touches the ball first with one arm. Just now need to look at perspective.
I reckon that goes backwards.
It's a genuine contest.
Yeah.
We're going to look at perspective, Luke.
And you can see that it's a genuine contest because he's looking at the ball. He actually jumps up and he's in front of and he hits the ball back. Or does it go straight down?
As you can see from this angle, the ball travels forward across the ground. This is a knock-on in goal. In the field of play. Decision made.
Yeah, Warriors knock on. Ball, sir?
Maybe just.
So it's Warriors knock on. He gets the ball first. Now play the ball here. Last tackle, handover.
So funny.
Canberra get the ball back for all of that.
You can see that going forward. You should be able to call a forward passing.
Yeah, 10 metres out.
I couldn't really see that going forward.
Just wait, Corey.
Yeah.
What worries me is they put out this edict about one arm and 2 arms, and you're confused. You don't know what they're going to do. But I think Liam Kennedy summed that up perfectly.
I heard the NRL briefing last week, John. I still don't understand. But here's a penalty going to Canberra. The Warriors are now. Halasima's getting involved in some push and shove. Penalty's already gone to Canberra. 5 gone second half. Warriors 12, Canberra 6 a movie. One thing you can't deny, this is being played like it's a finals game.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's only March.
It's very aggressive, which is awesome. I'm just loving the attention to detail from the Warriors. Their attention to detail and defence, I mean, like, they are absolutely ruthless. They're getting up. They know who's getting the ball. They're hitting together. They're attacking with their defence. Look at this. There's 4 in the defence. They're driving him back 10 metres, and that's why they get the penalty. But that is beautiful work there from the Warriors.
Now, I wondered what the penalty was for, Gibbsy, and Halasima's hands ended up on the footy. I wonder whether that was why.
I think it's too aggressive.
Well, he didn't lose the ball, but again, that should have been play on, in my opinion. I mean,
you can't deliberately, as a defender, put your hands on the ball, can you? So, yeah, I don't. What did you say, Luke? Too aggressive?
Too aggressive, yeah.
Don't be like that.
No, I'm joking.
You're too young to be that cynical. Here's Zach Hosking hitting the ball up for Canberra. He's taken, smashed by Fisher-Harris. 29 out from his own line. The crowd understand what's going on in Auckland. It's Horsburgh now, and another good run from Corey. Knocked to the deck by Ford and Boyd. 34 out from the Canberra line and fell over as he went to play it. He's hoping to get a penalty here. Jackson Ford's got up barking, but I think he just slipped over. And that's the ruling from Peter Goff. All the Warriors players coming around to congratulate Fisher-Harris for a great tackle. 6 gone second half. The rain is continuing, by the way, in Auckland, and it remains 12-6 in favour of the Warriors over Canberra, who led 6-0 after 6 minutes.
He didn't even trip over there. Corey Horsburgh actually drops the ball as he goes onto the ground, and then he falls over it just to see if he can cover it.
But he didn't even really protect that much.
No, he didn't whinge and whine about it.
Stay in, ball.
So Tanner Boyd feeds the scrum, picked up at the base, 35 out for the Warriors. Great field position for them, and came left to Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. And he's filled 29 out from the goal line by Strange. Plays the ball to Egan, goes right to Fisher-Harris. He's pumped up. Tackled 22 out from his own line. Starling's in there with Mariota centre field. Now Egan goes right to Boyd. Dummy sends it on the inside to Ford. Great tackle, ball and all, one-on-one by Horsburgh. 11 out from the goal line. Fights his way to his feet. Goes behind Egan. Picks it up. Sends it left to Tanner Stowers-Smith. And Starling's there with Hosking and also Mariota. Tackle completed. 7 out from the goal line. 2 tackles left, Warriors with a 6-point lead. Boyd plays out the back. Tank Torpeki accelerates quarter metre out. Try saver by Sanders and Chris, and also Young. Played on the last Egan. Rubber kick into the fence. 6 more. It was played out according to referee Goff by the Raiders. Great work by Egan. Now he plays the ball. To the left, Boyd away to Fisher-Harris. This is a real test for Canberra's mettle in defence. 9 out, Fisher-Harris. Play to Egan. Goes left away now to Monga. Spins in the tackle of Mariota. Starling and Horsburgh 4 out from the goal line. It's played to Egan. Goes right to Boyd. Delayed pass to Apiki. Brilliant defence, Sebastian Chris. Rushed it to Apiki to make the tackle. 10 out. 2 tackles left, Warriors. Egan goes left, Fisher-Harris up the middle. Playing 3 out from the goal line by Starling. Last tackle, Warriors. Fisher-Harris is not happy with an injured hand, but he does play to Egan. Goes left to Boyd. Stab kicking goal. Coming through is the perennial try scorer, Leka Halasima. There was no green jerseys back. Try to Halasima. Second try of the half to the Warriors. 8 minutes 15 gone in the half. Warriors 16, Canberra 6. It seems, Luke Lewis, like every time we see Leka Halasima, he scores a try just like that.
Well, if I had Halasima on my edge, I'd be going to him all the time. He is absolutely lethal. He can run a hard line. He's very good with the ball in his hands. Got great footwork. And then this time, just his communication with his inside man. He knew exactly what was happening. And then Boyd just comes up with a beautiful little touch, gets the weight right. Halasima dives over and scores a try, as simple as you like. Jeez, he's a good footballer.
Yeah, he is. There's been some good defence from Canberra. They've been holding their line, but that was a good kick by Tanner Boyd. Got it in behind them. And you said perennial try scorer. His last 8 games at Mount Smart Stadium, he scored 8 tries. So he's scored, I think, 15 now he's scored in his career, which is very impressive in just 31 games. So he's a try-scoring phenomenon.
Sorry, James. Come.
So the kick to come, very handy position. I will say this about Tanner Boyd. James Fisher-Harris is talking to the referee.
I think I've seen improvement with them for what they were in the first half around that specific thing, but I can understand where you're coming from. I will continue to keep an eye on it, but just let me adjudicate on it next. Yeah, that's okay. I appreciate that, James. Thanks for coming, mate.
He doesn't say much, but when he speaks, you listen.
Finicky piece, Mr. Nice Guy now.
What did he actually say then?
James Fisher-Harris?
Yeah.
I think that was a response to Peter Goff. Here's Tanner Boyd. And this kick 13 metres in from the eastern touchline. He's kicked 2 from 4. There's half an hour to go. Boyd right boot, strikes it, likes it, kicks the goal. His third of the evening, and it's now the Warriors by a dozen. Warriors 18, Canberra 6. With 30 minutes to go around the grounds. A-League women no score first half. Newcastle and Sydney FC. Early goal in the A-League men going to Brisbane Roar over the Western Sydney Wanderers. And they lead that 1 goal to 0. Text line 0467 920 222. Boys, loving the call. Looking forward to the rest of the games this weekend. Don't forget to play Name That Creek on your road trip. Go the Tigers, Tiger Tooley. Oh, if only he was in the same car as Matthew Elliott. If MC leaves now, he may just make it in time for the game, reckons Rowdy at Blacktown with a smiley face. Now it is the kickoff taken by Fisher-Harris. 4-12 out from his own line. Andrew, I know you've done the trip to Bathurst many times, but I heard on Phil Clark's show that there was a partial road closed and detours are in place. Not sure exactly how this would affect you. No, we're well aware of it, Wayne from Mildura. Really kind of you to reiterate to us. But yeah, we're going a different way to avoid that at Victoria Pass. Bill's Liner Road, here we come. As the Warriors have it, it goes left to Chance Nickel-Klugstad. Good run, backs his way to within 6 of halfway. Still 2 tackles to come for the Warriors. Been a good set. Egan goes short side left. Dummies goes himself into Mariotta, and also in there making the tackle was Noel Martin. 9 metres in Canberra territory, last play. And dummy half Pompey fires it right to Boyd. The kick from 46 metres out. Goes down to the right wing for Canberra, taken by Savage. 5 out from his own goal line, and he believed it for Weeks. It was Weeks out there who has the catch. 10 out from his own goal line, plays the ball to Sanders. He sends it away left now to Tamale, and he's wrapped up. 3 defenders in. Now, we'll say this, Louis, about Tanner Boyd. We called him last week. He's playing with an assuredness and a confidence and a calmness I've never seen from him before.
Yeah, I reckon he's been great. Last week he was outstanding. I think he's been awesome again tonight. And his kicking game and his defence, he's been really solid in defence, especially on his line.
Put a couple of shots on it. Here's Canberra 10 short of halfway. 2 tackles left. They trail 18-6 and Joe Tarpany back. He strolled straight through the first tackle attempt from Halasima. Caught on halfway. Centre field last play. Kick off the left boot of Ethan Sanders. Sends it down the northwest corner. Taken by Watney Zelezniak. 8 out from his own goal line. And he's going to be putting it around 15 out from his own line. Gives him the other number 7 who was a match winner last week. What have you made of Ethan Sanders tonight, sir?
Yeah, Ethan Sanders has been a bit quiet, but the defence of the Warriors has been certainly brutal. They've been in the face of Ethan Sanders. They're controlling the ball really well, the Warriors. There's no doubt about that. The defence of the Raiders has been quite good, but they're going to have to start taking some chances.
Tuivasa-Sheck caught inside his 20. Plays the ball to the right. The always busy Tane Tuapiki gained about 10. He's just outside the 30. Wayne Egan gets a break now for the Warriors after 52 minutes, and Sam Healy comes onto the field. Here's Ford with another great run. Mariotta gave him a shove. Last tackle, still the last as referee Goff. Kick downfield by Tanner Boyd, and it goes straight down the throat of Kyo Wicks. 14 out from his own line. Heads up over the 20 to the 30, and he's scored 15 short of halfway. So tell you what, he is less pernickety than ever, Peter Goff.
Well, what I don't understand, Andrew, is that there's some things they'll go set restart we've got no idea for, whereas that one there on
that was an obvious one.
That was an obvious set restart.
I don't understand it.
Fifth tackle, it should have been a restart.
What concerns me most is you called me Andrew. Here's Canberra.
You're not in trouble.
Sort of halfway. Thanks, mate. Tamale. He plays it. He goes right to Noel Martin. Martin is pushed sideways by Stow, Smith and Pompey, and he'll play it 8 metres in Warriors territory. Warriors 18, Canberra 6, NRL Friday on ABC Sport. As now Starling sends it left to Hosking. He's caught 35 away from the Warriors line, 20 in from touch eastern side. On the last, Sanders the kick. Down to the northeast corner. Who wants it? The ball tapped back by Canberra, but it's Stower Smith who's there. Tanner Stower Smith has it for the Warriors. 30 out from his own line, and a very favourable bounce as the Canberra side didn't try to catch it, just knocked it back. Now it's Tuivasa-Sheck at first receiver. He's caught 8 metres short of halfway, plays the ball, and Nickel-Klugstad fires it right, Boyd away to Ford, and Ford's taken a desperate tackle there from Young. He plays out also Martin. Over halfway goes Healy, goes left to a Piggy. He beats 1-2, taken now by Young, 32 out from the goal line. Plays the ball to Healy. Centre field left to Boyd, away to a chuckling Nickel-Klugstad. Managed to burst through one, taken now 18 out from the goal line by Hosking on the last. Healy goes right to Boyd. You knew that was going to happen. I mean, you knew it deep in your heart and soul. We just gave a big rap. You knew a mistake was coming. He knocked it on cold. He rushed it. He wasn't looking. And it's going to be a change over to Canberra. 18 out from their own line, 25 and a half left. Warriors 18, Canberra 6.
It's just funny how often that happens. You give them a rap, they always come up with an error. And then I was just thinking at the moment, the 3-2-1s, he'd be up in there, and you got obviously a couple of other boys that are going really well. I was about to say their names, but...
Are you preempting them already?
Yeah. I was just thinking, mate, they're going really good at the moment.
Jackson Ford's been mighty.
Unbelievable.
Agreed. Here's Canberra, left edge, Hudson Young. Warriors inside the 10, so it's a set restart. Now for Canberra, their 5th of the evening. It comes right to the winger. Xavier Savage. He's wrapped up by by Healy, forward, and Fisher-Harris, 3 short of halfway. Now it's Tarpany on the burst from first receiver. He's caught, gets up to go again, finished off, 40 out from the Warriors line. One-handed pick up Starling, goes left Sanders and no looking at Mariota. He's felled mid-quarter halfway in the territory of the Warriors. Now Starling, left to Sanders, little left foot stab kick. Oh, he got across to it, Piggy, but he couldn't handle it. It's a knock-on. It'll be a scrum feed to Canberra, 10 metres out. It's a bit like you with goal kickers, Gibbsy, but we didn't mean anything by it. Tuapiki knocks it on. That was a tough pick up in the wet. Scrum feed Canberra, great attacking position, Jonty.
I've got to say, I thought he kicked a little bit too early as well. It was lucky that he got a result out of it. He charged at it, and in these slippery conditions, those type of pickups are most difficult. And Canberra are fighting to save their lives here, because if the Warriors can score again, Canberra won't be coming back. So they need to score next, and they get the perfect opportunity.
Scrum fed and 10 metres out from the Warriors line. Canberra with it, and it goes from Strange, links up with Chris, running off Weeks. Ball comes back to Weeks as Chris was about to go over the eastern touchline. They lose a little ground as Fisher-Harris and Ford make the tackle. 13 out from the goal line. Dummy half Starling, 24 minutes to play in Auckland. Goes open side left. A bumping run by Simi Sasangi, finished off by Stower, Smith and Healy. 10 out from the goal line. Canberra down by a dozen. 2 converted tries. Starling goes left. And now hitting the ball up for the Green Machine, Hosking. Taken by Fisher-Harris. What about his workload? Also in there was Jacob Laban. Played to Starling, deep to the right. Sanders, Weeks. Short ball away Martin. And Noah's taken by Nickel Klubstar and Poppy. And a set restart. Too slow on the play. The ball going to Canberra. It comes away to Mariota. And in a heavy tackle of Jackson Ford, he's lost the ball. Warriors come away with it. 17 gone second half. Warriors 18, Canberra 6, and Louis, this is this resolve that the Warriors are showing in defence in this game.
Well, I haven't seen it from the Warriors for a long time, but I just thought on their line, they don't look like getting broken at the moment. They are coming up, they've got line speed, they're hitting with their shoulders, they're really tight with each other, but their inside men are working really, really hard, which takes a lot of pressure on off their outside men.
That was Jackson Ford again.
Well, no, Zelezniak plays it, it comes right to a Piggy. You're trying to influence Louis 3-2-1.
No, just
he's definitely up there.
Now Steely from dummy half.
I just want to say his name.
Gets to an 11 of halfway. Well, you're going to have to, I reckon, in the next 22 and a half minutes. Here's a kick by Boyd on the last, down to the southern end of the ground. And it's caught 17 out from the goal line. Tamale, a big hop, skip and a jump into the chase. And he's caught about 16 short of halfway. So 22 left, Gigsy. And the Warriors doing well with this 18-6 lead.
They are doing well. And at the moment, the clock is still okay for Canberra. But if we get a few more minutes and they haven't scored, they'll start to panic a bit. Here's Simmy Sasangi again.
He's been great at left.
Simmy with a shimmy.
He's caught the shimmy, about 38 out from the line. Jacob Laban with the tackle. Plays the ball. I can imagine the billionaires you're hobnobbing with on New Zealand golf courses loved your little gags and one-liners and your morsels and your flapping arms. 30 metres out. Play to Starling. Goes right now to Sanders. He got the pass away to Ethan Strange. Then on to Sebastian Chris. He got the pass away. Down the right touchline. Savage pass one. Drag down. Try saver a metre out. Last tackle. Pompey to his feet. Savage plays the ball. Going from dummy half is Hosking. Then he's held up in goal. The Warriors survive again. Changeover. 21 minutes 15 to go. Warriors 18, Canberra 6. Friday night footy in Auckland.
Yeah, how good is it watching the Warriors when they just keep turning up for each other? They just keep denying the Canberra Raiders of a try. They're over the line, but this time there's 4 players just stopping that ball from getting to the ground. They had them shot, and they scrambled really well again. They're just doing everything right at the moment, the Warriors.
So now the Warriors work it open side right. Centre field, they have it on their own 20, leading 18-6. Shout out to my brother Will, whose 21st birthday today. Thanks, Andrew Lou, for a great call as always. Sam from Cairns. Will, happy birthday, mate. 21. You're officially official. And Good luck to you, mate. Happy returns from all of us. To a Peggy, 8 short of halfway. Plays it to Healy. Goes left away now to Fisher Harris. He's scored 3 metres in Canberra's territory. Last play. Healy goes to his right to Boyd. The kick from 48 metres out. Looked like it came off the side of his boot down the left wing, and it's taken by Tamale. Watney Zelezniak nearly pushed him over the western touchline, and he did very well to stay in the field to play. Tamale plays it now to Sanders. Goes right to Chris, and he scored 26 out from his own line, and now about 15 in from touch on the western side. Sanders dummy half. Now right, so Sunny, I reckon's beaten the first defender every single time he's had a carry, including that time. Now felled by Healy on his own 30. Now making a good run is Wicks. Beat one, caught 9 short of halfway. Tamale down in back play. Dummy half Starling. He sends it open side right. Here's another good run. This time coming from Matt Timmercore just on the field. He plays it, and Starling on the last. Went right, goes left to Sanders. The kick from 37 metres out. Towering one down to Watney Zelezniak with the catch, and he's hit heavily by the chase of Tarpany, but he'll play it 12 out. He is down and staying down at the moment, Dylan Watney Zelezniak. 20 minutes gone, 20 minutes left, second half. Warriors 18, Canberra 6. You look bemused.
Yeah, I don't know if I heard something there, but I thought he said surrender. And gets the shoulder to the head.
He did. He was down on his knees, but he did set on his shoulder to the head from Tarpany. And this may well be ruled upon by the bunker and Liam Kennedy.
So I don't think he should go 10 minutes for a direct contact to the head in that situation when he's coming down and he's that low. But it wouldn't surprise me if it does happen.
Let's have a listen.
I understand he is dropping. You do make contact with the back of the head. That's on report. It's going to be a penalty.
I think that's fair. On report penalty. Give me what say you.
Fair enough. You've got to look after the welfare of the player, but he sort of stopped, and Tarpany's coming through at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and he certainly collected DWZ, but that was he's handled it well there, Peacock.
Pretty much said what we said. He shouldn't go off.
That's a big tick, isn't it?
Which is good. I didn't want to see him go off there in that situation.
So Warriors fine touch 10 short of halfway. Now that all seemed to be handled very correctly. Jacob Laban, the back rower for the Warriors, is shoved back 8 short of halfway by Hosking and Mariotta. Played the Healy. Centre left to Boyd away. Fisher Harris, I reckon his second half has been enormous. He's quarter metre short of halfway. It's almost like Jackson Ford is spurring him on. Played the Healy. Goes right edge this time as the Warriors have it through Clark. He's scored 9 metres in Canberra territory. 19 left. 18-6 Warriors lead Canberra. Now it's the Warriors again as Vaimonga scored 34 out from the Canberra line by Strange. Plays it. Healy. Dummies, goes himself with the right foot step into the fence of Hosking and Martin. 25 out from the goal line. Last play Warriors. Fisher Harris sends it right to Boyd. Kick from that distance down to the southwest corner. Up they go. The ball's been lost by Tamale. Tapped back by Laban. It's picked up by Healy. He loses it. Tarpany has it, but the first knock on is from Canberra. Warriors will get a scrum feed. 10 out for the Canberra line with 18 minutes and 18 seconds to go. And the Warriors leading by 18 points to 6.
Yeah, they're looking tight, Canberra. They're taking in the big ones. They're all over on their haunches. This is a big defensive set coming up for them now. There's a nice competition in the air there from Dylan Watney Zelezniak and Tamale, but he does come up for the knock on Tamale. And then if they can score here, Gibbsy, I reckon it might be too hard for the Raiders.
It's going to be difficult. Another good kick, but the chases are good, really. And the conditions are slippery. So they score here, I'm with you. I think it's all over.
So they win the scrums. The Warriors. Comes left edge to Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, who's been a little quiet. Tackle made 9 out from the goal line. Remembering Roosters and South are next from the Sydney Football Stadium. Healy sends it right to Fisher Harris. Tackled 11 out from the Canberra line. 3 tries to 1 to the Warriors. Healy right to Clark to Ford. Ford through 1. Loses his stride. Scored the try. Jackson, 3 points to you, my man. Ford, he's over. Warriors 22. Canberra Canberra 6. Kick to come right in front of Luke Lewis.
Well, you're 100% right. He definitely deserves the 3 points. Even now, if he was to go off and have a bit of a break with 17 minutes to go, he's been absolutely inspirational for the Warriors. He's been everywhere, man. He's been running. He's been making big hit-up, big tackles, coming up with shots, forcing errors. And this time he does not take his eye off the ball. He does not care who's outside his defending him, and he just runs into a beautiful hole, gets a nice little pass, hits him on the chest there, and that is a beautiful try from the Warriors. They are looking sharp, the Warriors.
Aaron Clark is put on just a short ball, but he ran with such purpose. And I thought you've had a flashback. 3 points, my man. It's 4 for the try. Under the post, it'll be 6 in a moment as well.
He meant 3 for the... I'm G.
Louis, can you go back in the Cross City Tunnel?
So 22 points to 6 Warriors. We'll get your text messages after the kick. The 13th try of his career, John Gibbs, on the 13th Black Friday.
Yeah, it's not black for him, but you know what? He's had an incredible game, and he hasn't a break. He's played, what have we had, 65 minutes basically, and he has played the entire time.
Here's Tanner Boyd, right in front, 3 from 5 this evening, to put the Warriors up by 3 converted tries in Auckland. Here comes Boyd, and he makes no mistake. He's 4 out of 6. So after trailing 6-0, Warriors 24, leading Canberra 6. I'm just going to sneak a look to my right to our man of sound, Dennis Carnahan. He's got the Canberra belt buckle on. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and he's crying into his hands. Oh, Den Dog. There's still 16 to go. On the text line, 0467 920 222. Andrew, great game call. It would be interesting to know a bit about the boardroom where you're broadcasting from. Is it really a boardroom? When you have Jonty or MC as your sideline eye, do you make them sit a bit away from you? From Phil, it is seriously the boardroom of this particular floor of the ABC in Sydney. Floor 2. I'm on one side, Louis and Jonty are on the other. But no, we don't make them sit any further away. Good suggestion, though. Especially with you, Louis. Some of your indiscretions from the kickoff. Fisher Harris has put down 18 out. You have been naked broadcast fucking out the door as it comes centre field right. Alasima's caught 25 out from his own goal line. It's the Warriors to lose here. Froggy says, great call. How many restarts have there been? There's been a dozen, which is quite a lot, really. 6 apiece. So now the Warriors 13 short of halfway. Out of dummy half goes Healy, and Mitch's young bloke is caught on halfway. He plays it with 2 tackles left. Tuapiki out of dummy half. He beats one. He's having a game too. Caught 37 metres away. I saw that little nod, Louis. He plays the ball now to Laban. Sends it left to Boyd. The kick from 42 metres out. Down to the south-east corner. Savage the catch. Ends up on his back. And he'll play it out 7 out from his own line. 15 to go. 24 points to 6 in favour of the Warriors over the Canberra Raiders. Next up, it's the Roosters hosting South at the SFS. Still a bit to play here though, Gibbsy.
Yeah, there is. They're running them ragged though. They're just, the quicker players now, like Sam Hill's got fresh legs. Tuapiki's still running briskly. They're doing a really good job. And it could have been so different because when Tom Starling threw that intercept that was taken, when Leah Tower scored, it was going to be Kaya Wick scoring. So it was a 12-point turnaround.
Here's Hosking now. Tackled 2 short of halfway. Great tackle by Clark. Plays the ball and a left foot kick from Sanders from halfway on the last. Down to what name's now. Oh, he chuckles it, but he blasts it back into his chest. 20 out from his own line. He sends it left to Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. He steps and he's taken 15 out, make it 25 out from his own line by Timokor and Strange. Played to Nickel Klukestar. It goes right away to Watney Jalesnia. Caught on his own 30. 14 to go. 24-6 to the Warriors as Nickel Klukestar, a good charging run. He's enjoying playing against his old team. Got a bit of a facial there from Noah Martin. Plays at 8 short of halfway. Healy out of dummy half. Dummies goes himself. Strange almost rode him like a backpack, and the tackle completed. 5 metres in Canberra territory. Evening Spriggy. Ball's going to be played down for the Warriors. To the right, Boyd. He gets it away to Ford, and Jackson Ford's taken 40 out from the Canberra line by Sanders, and also one other defender, Young. Last tackle, Warriors. Comes right to Boyd. Kick from 39 metres out. Down to the southwest corner to Marley. Oh, it bounced off his shoulder. It's picked up by the Warriors, Clark, and he's held up only 7 metres out. 13 minutes to go new set to begin for the Warriors. Well, they send it to the left. Laban, away to Boyd, they do to Fisher Harris. Centre field is caught by Timacor over the top. 8 metres out in front of the southern post. Dummy half Healy, show and go. The marker's offside. Intelligent play from Healy.
Tackle 1 for 6 more. Wait, there's a HI. What was the player's name?
Chance Nickel Klugstar going for an HIA, so he'll be done for the game, Louis, with under 13 minutes to go. No matter what.
Yeah, that's right. He'll get off now. I didn't see what happened. He did get off a little bit dusty, I suppose, when he come out of it. It looked like he come out of a... When he was going to play the ball, it looked a little bit dusty. So I don't know if that was what it was from, but aren't they looking good, the Warriors? They had to shift it to the left straight away there. They couldn't afford to go to the middle. They had to go again. They only had 2 defenders outside post the Canberra Raiders, and I reckon they would have scored, the Warriors.
You know what they did? Because Fisher Harris is thinking, if Ford can get one, I can get one. Look out. So now the Warriors will start a new set. 2 metres out from the Canberra goal line. Healy plays it. Clark sends it right to Boyd. Turns it back on the inside, Laban. Remember, this is a heck of a gutsy performance by the Warriors with injuries they've had before and during the game. Boyd got a short ball away to Clark. Turned his back on the defence. Got a one-hander back to Healy. A double cut-out pass away. Stepping run here comes from Halasima. Pass another, he's over. Did he get it down? That's almost like the one against Newcastle. Leka Halasima, brilliant try. 12 minutes 45 to go. Warriors 28, Canberra 6, and Luke Lewis. NRL Friday. Game, set, bingo. The Warriors are going to win.
He's a freak, Halasima. Absolute freak. He's got everything that you need to be a great footballer. He's aggressive. He's got beautiful footwork. He's good in defence. He's got a heap of energy. And just people just can't tackle him. He had 3 Canberra Raiders players that have opportunity to put him down in the field of play and still finds his way to the line. That is brilliant work from the Warriors.
Well, that's 9 tries in his last 8 games here. They love him. He's a cult hero. And how strong is he? I'll never forget that try he scored against Newcastle. Remember that last play? That was the making of Leka Halasima, but he is a fine player. And off the bench, he's unstoppable. They're very tired. He got through Noel Martin quite comfortably, and he gets to the line with great power.
So, 28-6. The Warriors have not had too many 2-0 starts to a season, but they're going to have it this time. They are against Canberra, 28-6. A relatively easy kick to come as well from Tanner Boyd, who's 4 from 6.
Andrew, haven't done that since 2018.
Yeah, there you go, 8 years. And it's only winning 2 in a row. You wouldn't think it'd be that rare, especially for a team that's had really good years, especially at home. And while you're saying that, the backdrop, I saw the electronic up the wires. Here's Tanner Boyd to make it 30-6. They scored 42 against the Roosters a week ago, and Boyd just gets it inside the far upright for the goal. 30 points to 6. Warriors lead Canberra, and Boyd 5 goals from 7 attempts. Around the grounds, A-League men 1-0 Brisbane Roar leading Western Sydney Wanderers. A-League women first half, Newcastle 2 leading Sydney FC 1, and first half Adelaide United 1-1 with Perth. On the text line 0467 920 222. Hey Andrew, damage from Tweed. I'd like to send a message of strength and love to Timmy Appo, who's battling cancer in the John Flynn Hospital at Toogan. Mad Raider supporter. Well, we'll all be thinking of you now, Timmy. Hope you're doing all right. Here's the kick. It's a short one for Canberra. The ball bounces back to the Warriors, but knocked on by them. Put to the ground by Halasima, so Canberra do get the footy back. They've got it about 35 out from the Warriors. I'll make it 25. Played to Noel Martin. He sends it away open side left to Timacor. And he's held on to there by Ford, Halasima and Fisher Harris. Ends up on his back. 19 out from the Warriors goal line. Ball played. It goes to the left through hands. Sanders away. Now comes on to Chris. Linked up with Tamale on the left wing. But again, the defence comes across. Even leading by 24. The Warriors still showing great desire. Played to Chris. Goes to his right to Weeks away Sanders. Back on the inside now to Sasangi. He's moved into the forwards with Timacor on the field. And Simi's been about Canberra Canberra's most damaging runner, plays it 11 metres out. They work it to the right, Tarpany. Tarpany, a great pass on to Noah Martin. Tackled 3 metres out from the goal line. Jaden Brayley, by the way, on the field. Set restart Canberra, there's 7. It comes to the right to Ethan Strange. Gibbsy, I want you to research a morsel for me in a sec. How many times in rugby league history have there been 2 Ethans in the half for any first grade team?
Never.
Tarpany goes right. Sasangi got a pass away, dropped by the Raiders, and the Warriors come away with it 8 metres out from their own line. It's been that sort of night for the Canberra Raiders. Put down by Young as Boyd now goes to his left, and Tuivasa Sheklu is scored 14 out for the Warriors line.
Yeah, they've just missed a couple of opportunities, haven't they, the Canberra Raiders, and there hasn't been a whole lot in it. If that pass sticks to Hudson Young, would have been a beautiful little offload and a great try, but the Warriors, they just keep turning up. They put themselves in the right position to keep turning the Canberra Raiders away.
So now the Warriors have the ball with this 30 points to 6 lead. With about 10 minutes to go, dummy half Healy on their own 30. Healy dummies, gets his way over the 40. Tackled 8 metres short of halfway by Timokor. 9 minutes to go. NRL Friday on ABC Sports. Centre field now with Aaron Clark. Great leg drive from Clark. Finally felled 6 metres in Canberra territory. Last tackle, plays it to the right. Boyd the kick from 45 metres out. Down to the southern end, deep. Caught. 3 out for the goal line by Tamale. Returns it into Ford and Laban. Tackle 14 out. And they keep going, Gibbsy, the Warriors. They lost Kurt Capel in the warm-up with a calf injury. They lost in the 9th minute Chanel Harris-Tavita with a category 1 HIA. They've had a couple of other HIAs and injury concern. What a gutsy effort this has been.
It's been a gutsy effort, but their game management has been far superior to Canberra, and that includes their kicking. Tanner Boyd has been putting the ball up, and it's had hang time. Sebastian Chris takes someone out wide.
And beats the tackle too. Boyd's there, but he got the pass back on the inside to Strange. He's wrapped up well. About 37 metres out from the goal line by Watney Jalesniak. Plays the ball, and it comes from left to right. Back to the short side left, Sanders to Weeks. He's put to the ground, 18 out. 10 in from the western touchline on the last. Brayley goes right, Sanders, left foot stab kick. Oh, it's a sliding effort. The Warriors have it. Half a metre out from their own goal line, and a brilliant bit of work there from Wade Egan. The score remains 30 points to 6 for the Warriors with 7 minutes 45 to go.
And in contrast, the kicks from Ethan Sanders have been too flat, and they haven't had to chase. They've been under no pressure. But every time Tanner Boyd puts up the ball, there are chances of spilling it because they've got pressure.
So now the Warriors outside their 10. Centre field right to Roger. He's caught 19 out from his own line. And in there was Strange and Sanders, both Ethans. Comes left to Boyd, his own 20. I tell you what, he's drilled that kick down to the eastern touchline and over it. That is one of the best 40-20s you ever did see. That might be the best. He has hammered that, Tanner Boyd. And it'll be a ball for the Warriors, 15 out for the Canberra line.
Well, that was almost a 20-20. He just takes one step over the 20-metre line from his own end and kicks it outside and gets the 40-20. It is a beautiful kick. Look at the smile on his face. The boys are loving it. And you know what? The Canberra Raiders were back there. The fullback was in position. The winger was in position. He gets the bounce. Absolutely hit point.
He hit that like he was Matt Burton with a breeze behind. So now the Warriors, and by the way, has produced the wink of the year already as well that matched his smile. So from the restart, Warriors are only 12 metres out forward. Plays at centre field to Healy. Goes right Boyd. Then back on the inside to Laban. Caught there by Wicks, Timokor and Brayley. 6 out for the goal line. Comes away centre field left for the Warriors. With it is Vaimanga. He started in place of Capewell. Caught 5 out. Healy goes left now. Boyd, short ball. Halasina looking for a treble. Pushed to the ground, 8 metres out. It's all the Warriors in this aesthetically pleasing game. The dark green against the dark blue. Comes to the right, Boyd. Stab kick 10 out. Ricochet Rabbit. It bounces back off a boot to Boyd. He's over. That is freakish. It bounced off the Warriors' leg back to at Tanner Boyd, and that smile's even bigger. He started it with a 40-20. He finished it with a try. 5 minutes 50 to go. Warriors 34, Canberra 6, Luke Lewis.
Well, I think this kick was comes off Aaron Clark's foot. I think he just puts his foot out and a ricochet straight back into Tanner Boyd's arms. But I reckon he'd be claiming that he meant to do that. There was no way that this was supposed to work. But the footy gods are just with the Warriors at the moment. Everything they do is perfect. But Tanner Boyd come up with that beautiful kick, gets him into position, comes up a nice little grubber kick. There was a couple of Warriors pushing through, and then the bounce just goes straight back into his arms and scores a great try just to finish this game off. And that is just superb football.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Tanner Boyd has had a great game, and it's kicked back there cleverly by Aaron Clark. It was a great bit of dexterity shown by him, and I thought it was going to be a kiss almost or something for Tanner Boyd. We saw the wink, we saw the smile. What's next?
Do you reckon he meant to kick it back?
I think so.
I'll be claiming that.
I think there was a little bit of skill. It might have been 80% luck.
Well, when you watch the slow-mo, it definitely looks like he goes, oh, I'll just tap this back. There's a couple of boys back there. And land straight in his chest.
That's going to be 36 unanswered points. They led 6-0.
Yeah.
They lost Chanel Harris to Vita, and that's what makes this performance of Tanner Boyd's all the more meritorious because he lost his halves partner.
So, it is 34-6, 4.5 to go. Boyd 5 from 7. Gibney's already declared this immoral. 20 in from the western touchline.
Couldn't miss this after what he's done.
Oh, no.
He couldn't.
No, Jonty.
Hit the post now, you watch.
Here comes Boyd with the right boot. You are the mock. You are the goal-kicking mock of all time. There hasn't been a bigger one since 1908.
That's a shank.
And again, we gave Tanner Boyd all these raps, and that's like last week. He kicks great and then misses from right in front of it. Now, he dead set did that deliberately, Clark. I'm going to say now 60% luck, 40% skill.
I'm sitting there saying it's all Gibbsy.
Well, Gibbsy.
If he didn't say anything, Gibbsy, I guarantee he kicks it.
Oh, that was...
you cruel him.
That was a great bit of theatre.
You know the worst part, Louis? Jonty loves it. He had a Tanner Boyd-style smile. Here's a short kickoff, but when I say short, I mean it. It bounced a metre into Warriors half, and then with backspin, goes out about halfway. Matt Timmercore, by the way, leaving the field for the Raiders with 4 minutes to go.
Well, he's limping too. Didn't he have a foot injury? I think that's why
didn't play last week, yeah.
I think he came back through New South Wales Cup, but he's done himself a mischief.
NRL Friday on ABC Sport. It's another thrashing. That's all we've called so far, Louis. 34-6 to the Warriors.
If you've just joined us, it was 6 all at half-time.
It was. If you've just joined us, it was 6-0 Canberra. It's now 34 unanswered points. Would have been 36 had you not ruined it, John. Now they're a metre into Canberra's territory, the Warriors, and it goes left to right. Clark away by Monga. Gets away from Hudson Young. Still fighting in the tackle. Stands in the tackle of Smithies. 10 metres in Canberra territory, and he's all over him, Smithies, like a rash. That may have been a set restart in the first half. Not here. Egan, a flat pass at best, goes to short side right. 31 out from the goal line. To his feet, Laban. Plays it to Healy. All goes left to a juggling Clark. Then out the back to Boyd. Short ball on to support here in Halasima. But he's ridden into the deck. 22 away from the Canberra line. Last tackle Warriors with his 34-6 lead. Plays to Healy. Goes right to Boyd. The kick from 24 metres out. Down the left wing. The ball is caught by Dallin. What names the Lesbian? DW's head try. The Warriors lead 38-6. Their 7th try of the night, Luke Lewis. And the crowd in Auckland, young and old, are delirious.
They'll be enjoying this, the Warriors fans, and they should. They've been absolutely amazing tonight. But another great kick from Tanner Boyd. Just gets it right on the spot. A beautiful chase there from Dallin Watney-Zelezniak. He jumps up. He couldn't believe his luck when he come down. He has to come off his right foot, and there's an open try line. And a really good finish there from Dallin as well.
Did I go off early, Louis, saying Jackson 3 points forward earlier? As Tanner Boyd, is he pushing the door open?
Oh, did you see that shot at goal he just missed?
He's definitely getting points.
Okay. Sorry, Gibbsy.
Jackson Ford's definitely getting points.
Well, that again was Tanner Boyd, though, putting the ball up in the right places in the great chase. And DWZ, he loved that one. What about how he ducked under it?
He's got a double now, Dallin Watney-Zelezniak. 2.5 left. Warriors are going to, for the second week in a row, if Tanner Boyd kicks this goal,
it'll be Roger Tuivasa will take over, I reckon. Oh, yes.
He's 150th.
He strikes it. He likes it. He's kicked it. Jolly Roger, 2 minutes to go. And it is 40 for the second time in as many weeks for the Warriors. They lead by 40 points to 6. How many goals would he have kicked in his career, Roger Tuivasa Sheck?
Not many.
He's 1 out of 1.
Pretty sure he has kicked maybe before. Check that out for me.
All right, I need a Roger Tuivasa Sheck goal-kicking morsel. Around the grounds, AFL underway. First quarter, Hawthorn a 2-goal lead over Essendon, leading 19-7. A-League women, half-time, Newcastle 2, Sydney FC 1. And in the men, it's 1-1 Brisbane Roar and the Wanderers in the first half in Brisbane. Here's Canberra's kickoff. 7 tries for the Warriors, 2 in 3 minutes. Now the return comes from Tanner Stowers-Smith. He's put to the ground. 7 out from his own goal line. Plays the ball right in front of his own post. Comes right to Dimitri Vaimonga. And he's taken by Sanders and Horsburgh. And also in there was one other defender jogging back onside, Morgan Smithies. Now Healy through traffic. He beat about 3, caught 32 out from his own line. 90 seconds to go. Ball played to Apigi. Goes left, Clark away. Now it's even on to Halasima. And over the top in defence for the Canberra side to make the tackle was Timacor. So that's good news. He's okay, Matt Timacor. Now the Warriors go left to right. They have it 3 short of halfway. Centre field, last tackle. And then Jonty's looking at me like he's a dog waiting for a pat. He's got the news on Roger. Kick downfield. It's taken credit from his own line. Kayo works, brings it over the 20.
Well, we're running out of time.
You got a minute, Jonty.
Okay, what he's done is that his second goal and his last out of 3 attempts, his last shot was back in 2020.
Nice. Had to go back to COVID times.
I thought I could remember one.
Here's Canberra. Who was it against, do you know?
Nah, wouldn't have a clue.
They don't remember really.
Might have been the Sharks.
Ball played, and they work it from right to left. Ball spews out the back. Sanders tips it on to Horsburgh. He sends a pass away left to right to Savage. And Xavier steps into Halasima. 8 metres short of halfway. 20 seconds to go. 40 points to 6 Warriors. The ball played. Timacor out of dummy half. It's a set restart. Markers are offside, but it matters little as they swing to the left, the Raiders. Horsburgh floats it past. Oh, Dallin, you should have had 3. You should have had as many tries as you have initials. But he dropped it. Watney Zelezniak. Tamale away to a juggling Strange. He goes right to Martin, 30 out. Then away the right wing Savage. Kick over the top. Back there. Oh, he dropped it again, Dallin. But then got a dribbled out the back. And it ends up over the dead ball line, courtesy of Sam Healy. That was crazy. But the Warriors want an impressive win. They defeat Canberra 40-6. And you can't reiterate enough. They collapsed last year when Luke Metcalf, their halfback and organiser, was injured. They don't have him to start the year, and Tanner Boyd has lifted. Warriors 40-point stride to Dallin Watney Zelezniak in the 14th minute, to Ali Leotawa in the 42nd, Leka Halasima in the 49th, Jackson Ford in the 63rd, Halasima again in the 68th, Tanner Boyd in the 75th minute, and also we had in the 78th minute Dallin Watney Zelezniak. And after the full-time hooter, there's a bit of push and shove there. Players need to be separated. Tanner Boyd 5 goals from 8 attempts. Roger Tuivasa Sheck 1 from 1, 7 restarts. For Canberra try to Kayo Weeks in the 6th minute. Ethan Sanders 1 from 1. Joe Tarpany in the 61st minute on report for a high tackle on Watney Zelezniak. 8 restarts, penalties, 5-4 to the Warriors. But at 6 all at half-time, in the end the Warriors win, Louis and Howe, 40 points to 6.
Yeah, they were amazing. I thought they were really, really good. They started off a little bit slow, just waiting to find their sort of mojo. They had a couple of errors which you don't normally see, but then from there, they just come out to play. They were brilliant.
We're nearly out of time, Louis, so I better get your ABC Player of the Year points.
Well, Jackson Ford gets my 3, absolutely outstanding. So he's 3, scored a try. He was everywhere. I think he played a whole 80 minutes. Brilliant game of footy. I gave Tanner Boyd 2. Thought he was excellent, except for the goal kick. kick at the end there, and then the one went to Taintul Piggy.
Yeah, off the bench. Brilliant effort by him. We were 30 seconds, Gibbsy. Your final thoughts on a great Warriors win?
Magnificent display, and it was set up front, and that was James Fisher-Harris did a great job, but Dylan Ford, the best, Jackson Ford, should I say, the best player in the field. Tanner Boyd, he played a mighty game. That's the best game I've seen him play in first grade. He's running, he's kicking, everything was fantastic. Great win by the Warriors.
We're out of here. Thank you to Ralph Tucker, to Dennis Carnahan, to Renell Moa. 40 points to 6. The Warriors far too good for Canberra. Let's go where history beckons at the Sydney Football Stadium. Brett Sprigg, good evening to you.
Safe travels to Bathurst, Andrew, and I think we always love this game. The Roosters and South Sydney, two great rivals, two neighbours. The Ron Coote Cup, it is always deserving of top billing, but we may, as you say, witness history, as I think you all know by now that Alex Johnston requires one try to equal the great Ken Irvine and top the list of Rugby League's greatest try scorers. But it was only 2 games ago, round 27 last year, that these teams met at this same venue. It was within range then, but was well and truly outpointed by Mark Maloney Tuaze, who scored a hat-trick himself. As I said, regardless, I think this will be a great game of footy, as this rivalry often is. The first leg of the Ron Coote Cup, and the home side, the Roosters, most keen for a win after having their colours, or tricolours, lowered by the Warriors in Auckland last weekend. Souths are hunting a 2-0 start for just the second time in 7 seasons, so we're not too far away here. This is NRL Friday on ABC Sport, and Dean Hallertau is here alongside me. Shop, some teams are just different at home, but surely the Roosters must atone for their sloppy ball use and lacklustre defence last week in New Zealand.
Yeah, good evening again, Spriggy, and 100% agree with you. I think they need to really show a lot more discipline, both with the ball and in defence. They gave away a number of ruck infringements and penalties, and yeah, with the ball they just turn it over in really cheap position for the Warriors to capitalise on. So they'll be looking to come home in front of what looks to be a bumper crowd. We can see the stands are quite. There was a real energy about the stadium at the moment. I went out the back before, and there were still people pouring in up the escalators trying to find their seats. So the energy's high. There's a lot riding on this game for the Roosters, and for the Rabbitohs, can they see history in one of their main members of their team?
A milestone game for Angus Crichton. 200 first grade games, of course. The first 55 of those were as a South Sydney Rabbitohs, so quite fitting that Roosters back rower Angus Crichton, a man who has lived it on both sides, gets his milestone game tonight. Let's head downstairs. World Cup winning captain, dual international, bringer of delicious brownies, Ruan Sims. Welcome again to you. How is it looking down there, Roo?
G'day, Spriggy, Dino, and everyone at home. Vibe check, astronomical. It is fantastic down here. We've had a light show. Everyone's set up. They're ready for both teams to come and take the field. And it's a beautiful evening for football. It's 20 degrees. Feels like about 15.8. There is a wind at the moment coming from the south at 37 kilometres an hour. But with this beautiful new SFS here, you don't feel the wind down here. It is meant to go to south-southeast a little later and gust at 50 kilometres an hour. So we'll see if any of that comes in and creates some issues for the fullbacks. But I tell you what, like I said, beautiful, beautiful surface. It's ready for football, and the vibe is high.
Thank you, Roo. Back to you again very shortly. Dean Hallertau, how does the complexion of South's pack change with David Fifita now in amongst it?
Yeah, well, he just offers that strike out wide. We know what he's capable of when he's at his best, and he is a force. He's such an imposing guy, great speed and great footwork as well. So he'll be a handful on that edge, no doubt. And I see this year as he looks fit, which is really important for him. A new environment. I see this as a real climbing year for him. He's going to get back to his best.
Injuries were their biggest problem last year. They looked like they would be through the pre-season as well, but a couple of guys who were kept out at times last year, Latrell Mitchell, Campbell Graham, both scored a couple of tries in that win against the Dolphins last start. The Souths tonight are 1-19. The Roosters centre Billy Smith came off second best with an e-bike yesterday, so he'll miss this game, maybe the next one as well. Here comes South Sydney, fullback Jai Gray, wingers Alex Johnston. We may see history for him tonight, and Campbell Graham with his 2 tries last week. Latrell Mitchell, Jack White in the centres, 5'8" Cody Walker, half-back Jaden Sullivan, lock-forward and captain Cameron Murray, back rowers David Fifita and Ewan Aiken, props to Gibson-Tola and Keon Kalamatangi, who was amazing last week as well. Bronson Garlick, the hooker, the bench with Nomazelis, Duncan, Hubner, Kepi, Siegwald, that's Latrell Siegwald, and Lawala Graham Taufa, 18th and 19th for the South Sydney Rabbitohs, and of course their coach is Wayne Bennett. They were winners last week. The refs are out there as well as Souths take their position in all and half of the Sydney Football Stadium. It's always a vibe here. As everyone Sims said, vibe check, outstanding. And they're on their feet now for the Sydney Roosters. Out they come, led by their fullback and captain James Tedesco. Wingers Daniel Tupou and Mark Nalongani-Tawaze. Centres Rob Toya, his first game for the year, and Junior Ponga. 5'8" Ali Cherry Evans, halfback Sam Walker, lock Egan Butcher, back rower milestone man Angus Crichton alongside Siwa Wong, props Nafahu White and Lindsay Collins. Hooker is Benaya Whaley, the bench got a Watson, Blake Steep, Nat Butcher, Celeste Faketi and Cody Ramsey, as well as Tom Rodwell for the Sydney